I wanted to meet it. The Lord had already answered my prayer with the Big Oak Ranch. Who would that 9-year-old be if she never came to the Big Oak Ranch? I would be trying to fight for survival instead of fighting to break a cycle.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
A 4-year-old Daphne boy is out of the hospital and back home weeks after receiving a heart transplant. Gray Ellenwood was put on the organ donor list after he was diagnosed in the summer of 2023 with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. The Ellenwood family told WKRG News that they are very grateful for parents who choose to donate their child's organs after such a traumatic loss. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hello, Alabama. This is your all-time favorite president, Donald J. Trump. My friend, Congressman Gary Palmer, is running for re-election to Alabama's 6th Congressional District. Gary is an America First conservative who is fighting to secure our border, strengthen our military, and protect and defend our undersea Second Amendment. Alabama, please get out and vote for Gary Palmer for Congress on March 5th. He will not let you down. Thank you.
I'm Gary Palmer, and I approve this message.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's Conversational Radio Show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views on Super Tuesday. Happy Election Day, everybody. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the house. How you doing, Eddie?
Doing good.
And, well, plenty to get to today, but I wanted to start off today with a little story.
Okay.
Now, though almost every election is branded the most important election in history, you know that, Eddie, right?
Democracy is at risk.
Yeah, it's at stake, baby.
Right.
Some elections, indeed, prove to be more enduring than others. First elections, for instance, first elections especially, seem to illuminate voters' political leanings for a lifetime. So much so that they forever see the political world through that gift of first light. No one forgets their first, not in politics nor in life's many other adventures.
True.
The first bite of forbidden fruit, the first kiss of stolen fire, something gained always has a cost. Hard-won experience always means something innocence lost. We are born to chase life under those tall shadows cast by our first, too numerous to name. Each generation of Americans tends to find a presidential silhouette to shade their political path forward on first election day. For one generation, it was the election of Donald John Trump in 2016. For another, it was the election of Barack Obama in 2008. Others still live by shadows cast from Ronald Reagan's shining city on a hill, while some still bask in the promise of JFK's Camelot. Barack Obama should have been my guiding light. I was 18. That was my first ever election. But, well, even at the age of 18, hope and change seemed more like a pillow of thorns gilded with golden fleece than a beacon of fire. My skepticism of Obama's rising sun must have stung my granddaddy, Ray. A lifelong Democrat, Granddaddy's first political light was always and forever FDR, a man whom he and many others of his generation credited with literally bringing light to the South. He never had a chance to actually vote for FDR. He was too young, but he talked as if he did. Granddaddy was born only a month after the enactment of the Rural Electrification Act of 1936. To a young man born into impoverished farm life in rural Covington County, Alabama, FDR's colossal profile would forever stick with him. That I, his grandson, grew up to be more influenced by the likes of Ayn Rand, Ludwig von Mises, Murray Rothbard, and politicians like Ron Paul, God forbid, with a career in that cacophonous echo chamber that we do here known as conservative talk radio, it must have come a bit of a shock to him. However, unlike Granddaddy's political arguments with my dad, his Reagan generation son, our conversations around politics always seemed to remain cordial, even loving. I suspect he could tell that I wasn't one quick to fall in love with any politician. Yet as life continued, we didn't talk as much. There was no falling out, no malice, only a silent distance life's ho-hum habits can sometimes bring. In a strange way, that distance allowed for a gift of remembrance on Election Day in November 2020. 2 minutes before I was supposed to go on air to host Election Day coverage on the radio, I felt my phone vibrate in my pants. Some gut sense told me not to ignore the call even though showtime was imminent. As I retrieved my phone and looked down at the screen, I saw it was Granddaddy. He never calls me. I thought to myself, better answer. Hey, J. Ray, he said. Our shared middle name, Ray, I inherited it from him. I know you're about to go on air, but something happened when I just went to vote that I have to tell you about. He explained to me that 2 young men working the polls noticed he was having trouble walking from his car, so they assisted him with a golf cart ride and a skip of the very long line. At 84 years old, Granddaddy's health was failing, to the point that going to the polls was a pretty intensive labor. Given his health and the ongoing COVID pandemic, he could have easily voted absentee, but he had insisted on going to the polls himself on Election Day. The fact that those poll workers had helped him fulfill his civic duty had made him so proud, and he wanted to share the feeling with me. We live in the greatest country in the world, he said to me, his voice beaming with wonder and awe over that simple act of kindness. What an amazing opportunity we have in this country to have a day like this and to have a say. Those were the last words Granddaddy ever said to me. Less than a month later, he died on my birthday, December 1st, 2020. Though most remember their first election day, I will always remember his last. That his last vote gave him so much hope in a present rent with thorns, and that he shared that gift with me freely continues to stick with me, turning my eyes away from his death and towards a shared fire all generations should hope to keep aflame. You might remember, you were there that day, Eddie. You might remember that.
Yep.
And it's weird sometimes how it works out. I'm sure some folks might read that. It's an op-ed for 1819 News if you want to read it yourself. Please share it, folks, for 1819news.com. It should still be there on the front page. But, yeah, some folks might read and go, oh, that didn't happen. No, it literally happened that way. And it just turned out that those were his final words to me. We often say on the show, you know, democracy's probably not that great. Or do we even live in one? Really? But
better than most.
Better than armies on the march.
Right.
And I think what most Americans are frustrated by is that, well, we should be better than this. This getting by, we have an emergency, we have some special need to attend to, so we have to, well, for the time being, temporarily suspend our liberties. We got to, meet the next emergency, the next crisis. And unfortunately, I think there are a lot of Americans still willing to go along with being scared. Fear is a powerful tool, especially on election days. But here in Alabama, I have to say today, on Super Tuesday, is it really all that super? Because I was in and out in a few minutes, and it was pretty easy votes for me.
Yeah.
Now, very small ballot. I will say a few folks I voted for. I voted for Vivek Ramaswamy in the president because he's still on the ballot. Why not? I'm going with Vivek Ramaswamy, as Trump calls him. But, of course, who do you think's going to win the primary here in Alabama for president?
That would be Donald Trump.
Okay, right.
Not Chris Christie, who was still on the ballot.
Yeah,
too,
right. I voted no on the Amendment 1.
Me too.
Because I kind of like having another thing that slows down business there in the legislature. I think I voted no on the local amendment to keep the millage tax where it is, but it's going to pass probably the same amount that it passed initially, is my guess.
I think so.
And I guess I'm fine with that. Honestly, I am fine with a lot of the so-called majority wins at the very local level.
It doesn't affect you, though.
Well, yeah, it does.
How? The property tax.
Like, I pay for things. It affects everybody's cost of living.
Property tax?
Yeah, I don't own land, but, like, if I rent. Wait, you don't say renters don't have to pay the property tax?
There's no specific line that says property tax, no.
Right, but isn't it passed on to them in their rent?
Sometimes.
Oh, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Now you're all getting cute with me. Like,
Sometimes.
I've heard you and many others say that time and time again when this issue came up, and now you're like, well, Joey, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Prime time
How
to
does this
raise
even,
rent.
How does this even affect you? And like,
What does it? How does it affect you? It's not affecting you. It should affect you, and it will.
I voted
If
no
we,
already.
but if they could do something good with the money, that's the thing. If we felt like we were on the right trajectory of, hey, we're going to take this money but it's just don't have that feeling. It's a very empty feeling.
Yeah. So, happy Election Day, happy Super Tuesday. Will Nikki Haley finally get out of the race after today?
I don't know, Joey.
Probably not.
I don't think so.
It's like, go away, you freak.
She won one.
You know that the girlfriend in Wayne's World?
Yes.
Like,
I see that.
If this is a severed head, I'm going to be very upset. She gives him a birthday gift. Hi, Wayne. That's how I'm starting to feel about Nikki Haley.
Exactly.
Like,
'Cause
psycho.
She doesn't know how to go away.
Yeah, go away, psycho. Like you've worn out your welcome. Let's go to Penny on line one. Hey, Penny.
Hey guys. Hey, I was just listening to your op-ed about your granddad, and you know what? He was a good man, and just by that alone. And so you got some goodness in you just from him. That almost brought tears to my eyes. So that's nice to hear that.
Well, thank you, Penny. Really do appreciate it.
And then I voted early this morning too, and I went to a new church, Dalrata, and walked in right at 7. They had some people that could not feed their ballots through because the ladies that hand the ballots, that tear those perforated ballots off that big book.
Yeah.
The perforation wasn't tearing correctly. So as soon as I got to the office, I called the Attorney General and let them know they're having an issue. Because we don't need any kind of cheating going on. I don't know that was happening, but in an effort to make sure everybody's ballot is counted, they needed to address that.
Well, and actually at my polling place, I heard one of the older ladies complaining, my fingers hurt. And I said, well, your back's about to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. You know who I am? I'm a talk radio host. I boss everybody. Get outside and lay a flower garden. It's that time of year. It's spring, Mom. Get out there, Grandma.
You are so invigorated this morning. What did you have in your coffee?
I didn't drink coffee.
I actually had a little caffeine in mine today, which I never have. So I'm flying a little high too. And I voted no on 1 and 2 as well, buddy, because I'm tired of all these crooks stealing our money, our tax dollars, any way they can.
Right.
And it's shame on them for not who wrote the bill. If you wanted us to vote yes on it, you needed to educate it a little bit more about what the heck it meant because it wasn't clearly defined. And so I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But you guys have a great day, and I'm glad we got out and voted. Everybody needs to vote. Vote,
That's
vote,
right.
vote.
Thank you, Penny.
Thank you, Penny.
Thank you.
Now, I believe we have Thomas Govan on the line.
right.
He is running for Court of Criminal Appeals. Thomas, how are you doing today?
Hey, Joey. Thank you for having me on. It's a great day. The final day of voting is here. The election day is here. We've been working for it, and just hope people will go out and go with Govan for the Court of Criminal Appeals.
And just how you feeling about today, that gut sense, what's it telling you?
Well, I think we feel really good. My phone has been blowing up with emails and texts and phone calls of people around the state showing their support and posting on Facebook that they voted for us. So feel really good, but it's just so important for folks to come out and vote today, and encourage anyone who hasn't voted yet to consider our campaign for the Court of Criminal Appeals, and so help us bring an experience of a prosecutor, Air Force Reserve officer to the court. And as you pointed out earlier in the show too, Joey, it's just important to get out and vote, period. These are important elections, from our federal representatives to our judges to our local officials. It's just extremely important that we go and exercise this incredible privilege we have.
Well, and I will tell anybody who's feeling a little cynical about voting in politics, and that's not going around these days.
Not at all.
Think about literally what your grandparents and great-grandparents would think of you. Just think about it.
Oh, I know, and I saw someone post on Facebook recently that look, you can't, if you're going to complain and not vote, then there's a problem there, and we need to make sure we have a say in everything that we do, and I'll say, one of these races, a lot are these judicial races. They're extremely important. This Court of Criminal Appeals race is very important, and I just hope folks go look at our record as a prosecutor, both a trial and appellate prosecutor, someone who's argued in the Supreme Court and tried cases around the state as a prosecutor, and just encourage anybody who's still undecided to go with Govan for our race.
Well, Tom, it's great hearing from you, and best of luck today, sir.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a great one.
You too.
And that's Thomas Govan. I believe he's going up against Rich Anderson.
Yeah.
For that seat, and that's a statewide one, I believe.
Yes, it is.
So we'll see. I think they're both good men, and
no
would do
doubt.
a good job. I think they're both working in the AG's office. So we'll see where folks go with that. But yeah, I couldn't with this constitutional amendment, Amendment 1 to the state constitution.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to make it easier for y'all to get around passing a general budget. Essentially, right now, people can hold up going to local legislation and these sorts of things by keeping the budget not resolved just yet. I think, no, it's a pretty good rule, not just in this principle of get your budget put together first. I think it's also a good rule in the sense that anything that slows down Goat Hill a little bit, I ain't too mad at.
Just a little bit.
I ain't mad at that at all.
Agreed.
And then I always tell folks on these amendments, if you don't understand it,
rule.
just go no. No.
That's me, man.
Pretty received, and I think good no.
I hate sounding that simple, but yeah, if it doesn't look right, just go with no.
Now, you feel like a man today?
Nah, I probably smell like one. I did some work this morning.
Or is that the dog?
Hell, I know she does. Oof.
Man, she's got a little pep in her step today.
Well, I gave her some treats along the way.
Okay.
Didn't want her to get sick.
And for folks who don't know, Eddie's dog Roxy is in the studio.
Yes.
And right now she's behind Eddie, and she is peeking out the window. We opened the bottom so she could, look at the
Either
birds
that
or something.
you're going to listen to the squeaky ball for the next 2.5 hours. So.
But, it's good that you feel somewhat like a man because this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you're a man and you're listening out there, two things can affect most men as we mature. Erectile dysfunction's one.
Right.
And low testosterone. Nothing to deny. Nothing to put off. Don't be ashamed about it. Don't be embarrassed. And it's definitely not something to wait to get fixed. I know guys hate going to the doctor, but Montgomery Men's Health was created to take care of guys just like us. I'm guilty. I don't like going to the doctor.
Same here.
So if you're lacking motivation, energy, always tired, you're not, that drive is gone, including your sex drive. You just feel like you're walking through life in a fog. Knowing whether you have low T is huge in combating some of these issues. And honestly, now you should get a testosterone and PSA check, which they'll do at Montgomery Men's Health, as part of your annual men's health routine. And they're even saying, urologists are saying men as young as 18 should start getting their testosterone checked, because there are a lot of guys walking around who don't know it's low T that's bedeviling them. So the providers at Montgomery Men's Health will conduct a testosterone-focused lab workup plus a consultation for only $99. And Montgomery Men's Health has low T treatments that truly change lives. Men can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym. Brother. That's right, brother. Better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism. You usually even notice an increased libido.
That's pretty good.
Translated sex drive. You won't have sex. You can actually book the same day that you call, guys. It's time to feel amazing and hit your goals this year. That number for Montgomery Men's Health, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today. And be sure to tell them that two men, so to speak, Joey and Eddie, those guys on the radio, sent you.
Definitely.
We'll be right back after, this quick break.
Joey Clark.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
I'm Greg Albritton. Like most of you, my family and I have worked hard for all we have. To start with nothing and do great things is what we used to call the American dream. I'm running for Congress because I can't stand by and watch our American values, goals, and freedoms be taken away from us by the nonsense going on in Washington, D.C. It's hurting us, our state, and our country, and I know how to do something about it. Send me, Greg Albritton, to Congress, and I'll take some Alabama common sense with me. I'm Greg Albritton, and I'm running for Congress. We can fuss all day about the invasion at our borders, the reckless spending of our money, and our weakened military system, but talking won't fix our country's problems. I'm a retired naval officer and an Alabama state legislator. I know how our military should work and what our veterans need. I know how to get a law passed, and I know how to spend our money wisely. On March 5th, vote to send me, Greg Albritton, to Washington. I'm determined, I work hard, and I get results. I'm Greg Albritton, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Greg Albritton for Congress.
I'm Republican Jacqueline Tomlinson. You've heard me here on the Greg Budell Show quite a bit over the years. Running for office is the last thing I thought I'd do, but when your community calls, you answer. With more than 15 years of family law experience, I've helped local families through some of their toughest times. And so, I'm asking for your vote in the Republican primary on Tuesday, March 5th for Circuit Judge.
Vote for my mommy!
Paid for by the Tomlinson Campaign, P.O. Box 821, Wetumpka, Alabama, 36092.
Who's there? It's Bill, the electrician, here to make your home burglar-proof. Oh, thank goodness. I thought maybe you were an intruder. No, ma'am. I'm a burglar's worst nightmare.
If your house doesn't have sufficient outdoor lighting, it's a prime target for intruders. That's why you should call Crosby Electric today.
How's it going, Bill? Just fine, ma'am. See, when your intruder trips this wire, it grabs him by the foot and hangs him upside down. Really?
The experts at Crosby Electric will install lighting that not only discourages intruders, but also makes it safer for you and your guests to navigate around steps, pools, and other tripping hazards.
Bill, is that contraption safe? Oh, sure. It's disarmed now, but... Bill! Like I said, I'm a burglar's worst nightmare. I see. You mind cutting me down, ma'am?
Avoid your worst nightmare. Call the outdoor lighting experts at Crosby Electric or visit crosbyelectric.com.
Conservative Justice Sarah Stewart has the experience to lead Alabama's courts. As a tough-on-crime judge, Sarah Stewart presided over hundreds of cases, giving tough sentences to the worst criminals. Republicans can trust Justice Sarah Stewart to defend the Constitution and protect our families. On March 5th, vote conservative Republican Sarah Stewart for Alabama Chief Justice. Paid for by Sarah Stewart Campaign, 2029B, Airport Boulevard, Mobile, Alabama, 36606.
When you wake up well-rested on a great mattress, everything becomes clear.
I do overthink everything.
Things you missed when you were tired finally reveal themselves.
I should just get fake plants.
It's the President's Day sale at Mattress Firm. Get a king bed for a queen price. Save up to $700 plus a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. See a lower price? We'll match it. The right mattress matters. We'll find yours. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you roll the Charmin, don't you pop on the party. It's supposed to roll it back at everybody. It's our party, right?
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. It's Super Tuesday. Oh, there's AOC on the streets getting foul-mouthed.
Yep.
Why is she so... Oh, it's because somebody's, yelling at her.
Called her out a little bit.
And she's saying, this is not okay. Didn't she say that was the whole point of...
Yeah, just a couple years back, she said, hey, go harass these people.
Yeah. Get in their face. The point of protest is to make them uncomfortable. Yeah.
Right. She doesn't like being made uncomfortable.
Well, that's government. That's so much of what we do. It's like rules for thee, but not for me.
You noticed that too, huh?
Right. When I am above the law, it means I get to make the rules and then break them because I'm the best.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Yeah, we're mixing a few different songs here. Now, that would be a mashup right there. But it's just...
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Roxy's found the squeaky ball. That's unfortunate.
Correct.
But there's a lot going on in the news today. Michelle Obama came out and said definitively, I'm not running for president.
Yeah, but I saw a thing on NBC that had a quote from one of their people that said that Michelle Obama was going to run.
And in that same piece, she's like, I'm not running. Always, we know what you're doing.
Right.
You're not running.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right. You ever met somebody who can't wink?
Yeah.
Like they just move their whole head?
Or both eyes. Hey, Suzanne laughs at me. I try to do cross-eyed, and all I do is just stare at you really hard.
One-eyed Willie can't wink. He can only blink.
That's right.
Or maybe he can do both. He just can't tell. But yeah, Michelle Obama's insisting, I am not running. Now, somebody who's been part of the so-called administrative state, deep state, the career folks in Washington, Victoria Nuland, has announced her retirement.
Really?
She's resigning from the State Department. Now, she was very much a part of all this lead up to Ukraine. She was working the Ukraine desk for a long, long time, for a decade.
Her golden parachute opened up for her, and now she's allowed to.
Or it might be time to just get out of town. And somebody showed a before and after, like when she first joined the Foreign Service.
Yeah.
She was a good-looking woman.
Oh.
Seriously.
Hasn't aged well, huh?
No, and I don't think, she's got older, because there are women of all ages that are beautiful.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
more like she went from being a very good-looking woman, and can you sometimes tell there's like intelligence in somebody's eyes,
Sure.
too? Like there's a fire there?
Especially if they get a British accent.
That's Fiona Hill. Victoria Nuland's a completely different bird. They call her Toria. But then you see like how she looks today, and you're like, oh, that's what power does to a person.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Bit Cruella de Vil like?
Oh, it's bad.
Wow.
It's kind of like less Cruella de Vil and more like Jabba the Hutt.
Oh.
Yeah.
She ate her way to the top?
Yeah, it's just, it's like wrinkles. You know, like somebody can get old and they get wrinkled and all
They get
this
those
stuff, but
stress-
also somebody can get
stress.
old and it's not really age. It's not a number. It's the sins you've committed
Yep.
and
Written all over
committed
your
over
face.
and over again. Yeah, you can see some of these folks up there, these old creatures of Washington. And it's an accurate way of describing them. So good riddance to Toria Nuland getting out of town. Tony Blinken put out some big statement, but I ain't interested in reading it. Who cares? Who cares? You know, yesterday I did like all sorts of response coming out about the Supreme Court. I mean, the hysterical response, we didn't really get to it because we were interviewing all those candidates. But it's like the Supreme Court's illegitimate, and these are bad liberals.
I
and
heard that.
It was 9-0. Sonia Sotomayor joined in with all these like semi-fascists on the court.
Right.
And yet you still say the court needs to be expanded.
Of course.
Needs to be blown up.
Because it was 9-0.
Right. And this is my point again to people on the right. And I think there are a lot of folks around Trump, if not Trump himself, who gets this. If you're going to try to win, you need to win big.
Oh, yeah.
Because as
Slam
much
dunk
as
it.
they talk about you're destroying our democracy and our institutions stuff, the left is more than happy as soon as the right gets a little bit of a win to blow everything up back in their favor.
Yeah.
Why do they do that? I'm not even dogging them for it. Because they understand power and politics.
That's how it works.
This is why you can't do these marginal little things. You have to bring a wrecking ball because they're going to react either way.
Right.
So you might as well go for the gusto. And I think that's what's being assembled. But I did like the reaction from Vivek Ramaswamy.
What did Vivek allow?
He said today's 9-0 Supreme Court decision needn't be something to celebrate. It's something we ought to once again take for granted. We, the people, decide who governs. The fact that it took the highest court in the land to say it shows how far we've fallen. But it's a good start in the right direction.
I like that.
I think that's the right tone. Absolutely right. Now, Trump did a whole presser, where he...
You know he can talk, man.
Right. Well, and CNN did like a real-time fact check.
Oh, boy.
Like they brought out some nerd who clearly sucks his mommy's thumb at night.
Okay.
Not his own, his mommy's. And the first thing he fact-checked Trump on is Trump said something to the effect, in my political opponent, Joe Biden, I call him Crooked Joe Biden. I used to call it Crooked Hillary. I retired that. I now call her Beautiful Hillary. So now I call him Crooked Joe, most crooked guy I've ever seen. Well, Crooked Joe Biden, he's trying to throw me in jail. He's trying to, like Putin.
Yep.
He's trying to throw me in prison with all these prosecutions. And that deranged Jack Smith. So CNN's fact check was like, there's no evidence at all that Joe Biden's behind all these prosecutions. It's at the state level. It's in all sorts of different, the special counsel rules in office is completely independent from the president and the political people. Man, they want you to believe that.
Wow.
When did CNN become such a lame group of losers?
Oh, it's been a while.
Like bedwetting, lame, suck their mommy's thumb losers. Namby-pambies, as we used to say in little, Pop Warner football.
A little bit soft. They're not going to, this election's not going to do them very well.
No, and the polls do not look good. They continue to look awful for Joe Biden. Now, he'll cite, like, oh, you're looking at just the New York Times, man. Like, look up my backside. Here, let me bend over. See right there, that polyp being in that position.
Yeah.
It's like, this is Joe's almanac right here. I'm not a farmer, but look at that polyp up my rectum.
No thanks.
And you can see I'm going to win. It's like my own reading of my own entrails, man. But the problem is, he's losing bad, and Democrats should be winning. And again, this is from thehill.com. Trump is leading in 7 swing states. This is according to not like Rasmussen, not like some conservative-friendly one. This is according to Bloomberg News Morning Consult. And it found Biden trailing Trump in several critical states, including Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, North Carolina, Nevada, and Wisconsin.
All right, so when do they pull him out? When do they pull him out?
No, I don't know, but I'm thinking it's after the primaries, like after today.
Yeah.
Like most people, delegates are assigned, and then they're going to do the whole switcheroo probably right before, during. It could be dramatic if they do it during the convention.
I think by May he'll be out.
May?
By May. There'll be something.
More,
it won't be a
2 months.
Yeah. It won't be a, I'm out because I know I'm losing. It's going to be they did find something in that physical. Or
right,
I do got to go take care of Hunter.
Well, no, and then he can go on the convention stage and give this gracious speech
there you go.
Joe from Scranton, a 50-year career in Washington, the noble elder president, passing the baton.
You better do it while
passing the torch to the next generation. I think it's coming because every sign, whether you're looking at polls or you're just looking at Biden, shows this guy ain't ready.
Right.
He's not ready for this at all. But let's go to Red Top. Hey, Red Top.
That boy has never been ready, and even after 50 years, he's still not ready to be president. You know what I mean? There's one thing that the Biden administration is doing that's really they're trying to subvert Israel's victory over Hamas, and they're doing it big time now. Started with the airdrop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now they have the defense minister. They summoned to Washington yesterday.
Yeah, Benny Gantz.
Yeah, big time. I mean, that's Israel has just about got them cornered and eliminated. And, simple solution to this whole damn thing, all they got to do is let go of those 100 hostages. And the minute they let them go, the event's over.
Well, not quite.
They have, and nobody in this whole Gaza Strip is going to rat on where all these hostages are. Somebody knows besides the Hamas soldiers and all that. So if the whole gang is going to subvert, is going to do it, all millions of people, I don't know what to do but push them out of the way. The United States is not to be interfering in the end of this. And the big deal is they're trying to do, Joey, is get it to where they only have one war at the end of this, by this fall, instead of 2.
Well, we'll see.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of problems within the Israeli war cabinet, too. Gantz and Netanyahu in particular are kind of disagreeing over next steps. And why I said not quite in terms of this will be over soon, it ain't over soon. Who's going to govern Gaza? How? Under what terms? I mean, this was the problem with invading the way they have, that it's not just the fighting, it's like what happens after the fighting.
Thank you, Isaac and Ishmael. Roll Tide, go Trump. Thank you, boy.
See you, man.
272-9228. Yeah. No, and it's also like, I get why the Israelis are doing what they're doing. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's not my fight. But it's also pretty awful when you see what war is in the 21st century.
Yep.
There's a lot of kids being killed, I'll put it that way.
Yep.
And it's, we shouldn't be so cavalier, even when you support somebody for what you believe to be morally clear. Moral clarity leading you to your decision. Sometimes the rhetoric around all this, it's like, you do know how many people are probably just caught in a tough situation are being grinded up in the meat grinder of war. So it's just awful.
Quit kicking that can down the road, though, and that's why we're in this spot.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we've been funding both sides of what every war on earth for the most part for a century.
Until hostages are returned, including our own, I got no sympathy.
But hey, let's hit this break. But first, this part of the program brought to you, folks, by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you whether you're looking to buy or sell property here in the River Region real estate market. You know, Bo's been helping buyers and sellers in Montgomery and the surrounding areas for over 40 years, 4+ decades of experience. I think it's getting close to 5, actually, folks. But at the Goodson Group, not only can they help you with buying and selling property, but they have management services available should you want to rent out your home. A rental investment's a great idea in this market. It really is. With all the turnover with the military bases, there are always folks looking for a place to rent. And so if you don't want to learn from scratch, from the ground up of how to be a landlord, why not for a reasonable fee have the Goodson Group manage that rental for you? And then the Goodson Group's crown jewel is the Bo Goodson Real Estate School, one of the most highly acclaimed real estate programs in the state because, well, a lot of folks, it's found success. That's the proof. You've had people that have gone on, become licensed realtors, found great success, or folks who've just become more knowledgeable private players. So check out the Goodson Group today. You can always call them on 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. Great sponsor here of the program. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
The Veterans Access to Care bill now in the Alabama State Legislature will relieve the overwhelmed federal VA healthcare system and provide the specially tailored care that veterans need.
Paid for by the Alabama Council of Chapters Military Officers Association of America, Mobile.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, What are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment.
Well, the baby liked it. Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
The Wall Street Business Report. I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street opened lower this morning as more retailers post results from the holiday season and ahead of appearances by Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell before Congress later in the week. Target reported flagging sales, but a 58% increase in fourth quarter profits, handily beating Wall Street expectations as the retailer cut expenses and maintained a lean inventory. Shares of Minneapolis-based Target jumped 8.5% before the markets opened. Costco Wholesale, Nordstrom, and Gap will all report their holiday results this week. AeroVironment, a Virginia defense contractor specializing in drones, jumped 17.5% before the bell after beating Wall Street sales forecasts and nearly doubling profit expectations. And the Biden administration is moving to cap credit card late fees at $8. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We hope you make it out to the polls to vote today, but have the rain gear, have the umbrella with you. Occasional rain and maybe a few thunderstorms and locally heavy downpours with a high temperature near 70 on this election day. That'll continue into this evening before ending. Low temperature down to about 60. Wednesday's high about 76 with the rain chances relatively small Wednesday. Maybe an isolated shower. Thursday, a good bit of sunshine, high in the upper 70s to near 80. Then we got the big deal of a storm system this week on Friday with the threat of severe weather and maybe some locally heavy rainfall. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
ASE Credit Union makes auto loans easy with rates as low as 4.75% APR. Apply online or visit your local branch today. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey, he's Eddie.
What's up, Joey?
Well, I don't know. I'm a little ready for this day to be over. I just want the results. I don't have to go through making the baby. I just want the baby.
Well, I can already tell you the presidential part if you want to hear that.
Wait, who do you think's going to win the state today?
Going with Donald Trump on that.
No, but not just that. We know Alabama's kind of in the tank for that fascist dictator. I say with jest for you dummies out there.
He did say Alabama's most favorite president.
Just so many dumb people out there. They can't grasp sarcasm. Is he being facetious? So Alabama, though, is kind of in the tank for Trump. That's obvious. But all these other states that are voting today, do you think Trump's going to win them all? Think about it, though. Don't just answer. Think about it. Could somebody out of the ashes of Trump's competitors, could they rise like a phoenix today and surprise Donnie from Queens in one of these great American vote-offs?
If it were Chris Christie, it'd be a big fat phoenix. But I got to go with no, Joey. No, I'm going Donald Trump all the way. All the way.
All the states. Trump's going to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know I could be wrong. There might be one or two I'm off of, but I bet I still walk away with a 90 plus.
All right. I think you're on to something there, Eddie. I think you're on to something indeed. Now, it's not just what's going on nationally, though, because when you look at, and we didn't get to this yesterday, again, we had all those candidates calling in. Did you see what Newt Gingrich said?
I did not. What did Newt?
He was on some podcast, like some, political nerd wonk podcast.
Okay.
And they were talking about who's going to be Trump's VP pick. It's obviously going to be Trump. So who's going to be the VP?
Okay.
And
seen a short list.
Here's what Newt said. He said, Biden's speech, the State of the Union, will be interesting. I'm sure it'll be full of some props, and I'm sure he'll attack the House Republicans, try to get them all excited and yelling at him.
Right.
What's equally interesting, said Newt Gingrich, is Senator Britt, who is a new freshman senator from Alabama, who some very smart people believe will be Trump's vice presidential pick. She has a big audition night. She's going to deliver the response to Biden, and I remember several years ago we had a similar kind of response from Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and she was brilliant. So it'll be interesting to see if Britt rises to the occasion. If she does, it'll be a major step up in her potentially being Trump's vice presidential candidate. But again, I come back to like, do you really take him up on? You saw what happened to Pence.
That is a tough call, because I mean, as much as I love Trump, whoever's going to be his VP is going to be left holding the bag of something at the end of the day.
Right.
And I don't care what kind of agreement or whatever you think on the front end. At the end of the day.
Well, I just want to tell you that ain't chocolate. That's doo-doo, baby.
Right. At the end of the day.
Now, again, we are live streaming the show on YouTube. Joey Clark Live on YouTube. Like and subscribe. We're growing by the day, folks.
Yeah.
I absolutely love seeing this happen. We're now a little over 2,600 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to continue
Look at
to
here.
grow. Looking forward to more people joining us here in the local area and from all over the world.
Yeah.
But Jacqueline Tomlinson's writing a comment on YouTube saying, Eddie, where's your button?
Oh, I got it. It's in the. I got.
Wait.
the dog.
But Romex Angler said he doesn't own a shirt with buttons, just the fishing shirts.
I have like 7.
Pepper says he only wears button downs in Jamaica, 3 gold chains, and his aviators. This is why I want you to be my agent. So I can send you to meetings I don't want to go to, and you can like big dog.
I already go to meetings you don't want to go to.
You know, I just rewatched Good Will Hunting. I'm going to send you, and you need to demand a cash retainer.
What about Bitcoin instead of cash? Because right now Bitcoin is on
fire. It's gone parabolic. It hit its we need to check that what it is presently. It hit 69 again, right?
Yep. Nice.
Then Gaucho says, "Happy Tuesday, Joey. So nice to see you on YouTube. Thanks for doing it. You are awesome. Have a good one." Wow, he says. Good afternoon to you, Sam. Wait, Spam Sizzle? Is that the Sam we know?
It is.
Doesn't he have a special day today?
He does have a birthday today.
Well, happy birthday, you filthy animal.
I think he's 29.
Yeah.
And holding.
Isn't that like what women say?
Yeah. And then they finally get mad and they go from 29 to, I'm 60. Oh, my bad.
My goodness.
My bad.
I was trying to be nice.
Right, exactly.
Grandma, like... I see why Pop's so ornery all the time now.
Got that palm all hanging out of the mouth.
Tell me what to do, devil woman. Anyway, join the live stream. Joey Clark Live on YouTube. Like and subscribe. This part of the program, though, brought to you by, well, Dillon Rings. And there at Dillon Rings, they have, well, an amazing selection. But they also have all sorts of jewelry services.
Yes, they do.
They're a full-service jewelry shop there at Dillon Rings. So that means they can do things like spa treatments.
Exactly.
Don't you feel refreshed after going to the spa?
But of course.
Your jewelry's going to feel the same way. You can, like, reinvigorate your jewelry. You can make it shine. You can buff out any scratches, any marks, reset stones. Just clean it in general. Or maybe you're looking for custom design. Josh Ryder, man's a wizard over there. He can help you with that. And it could be something you already have that you want reworked, or it could be something out of scratch, just from your imagination. Josh Ryder can make it a reality. And of course, right now at Dillon Rings, they're doing a special thing because Josh Ryder is, I think his actual birthday's today.
It is today.
It's his 50th birthday.
Yes,
so happy birthday, Josh. And at Dillon Rings, for Josh Ryder's 50th birthday, they're doing 50% off on 50% of their inventory for 50% of the month of March.
Wow.
So you need to get by there today. If not today, tomorrow. You need to get by there soon so you can go check out what sort of great discounts they have on all these select jewelry items. So you can always check out Dillon Rings on Facebook or Instagram, or call them at 215-3669 or go to DylanRings.com. But I really encourage you to stop by today. 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway, kind of where the old Fun Zone used to be.
Yeah.
That big platform still back there. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie that Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the afternoon sent you. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hello, Alabama. This is your all-time favorite president, Donald J. Trump. My friend, Congressman Gary Palmer, is running for re-election to Alabama's 6th Congressional District. Gary is an America First conservative who is fighting to secure our borders, strengthen our military, and protect and defend our undersea Second Amendment. Alabama, please get out and vote for Gary Palmer for Congress on March 5th. He will not let you down. Thank you.
I'm Gary Palmer, and I approve this message.
The River Region's News Talk station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
There are those that think I'm a very stable genius.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now we've got Willis on the live stream commenting, I voted for Joey. For what?
Dog catcher. I heard there's a big write-in campaign for that.
Is that still that's not a thing?
Yeah, man.
Dog catcher's a thing?
They
We just
call it
hire
something
people to
else.
do
It's
that now.
Animal patrol or something like
Yeah,
that.
but we have professionals now.
I don't know what you call them.
They've been certified by the state. That means they're good.
Okay. I remember as a kid, we used to watch them chase our wild dogs through Howland Gardens. It was quite hysterical.
Your wild, if they're wild dogs, how are they yours?
Because we didn't keep them on a leash or nothing. We were in Howland Gardens.
But you'd feed them and stuff?
Yeah, they were our dogs.
They play
until
tug of war
until
with
the
you?
law come around, then I don't know whose dogs them are.
So you get all the fun without any of the responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's Howland Gardens. It was the 70s. It was all right.
I would like to know what somebody wrote me in for, because what did I ever do to you, Willis? I don't want those jobs.
Dude, they pay well. Once you get on that government teat, buddy, you...
This is why I don't want to be on anybody's team. And also, I've learned when you run for office, unless you're independently wealthy, and despite what Duke thinks with my duck eggs, you know me, Eddie, I ain't, right?
Right.
So it means to really be successful, you end up in somebody's little pocket or big pocket.
But Joey,
and I'm not interested in being in some rich guy's pocket.
But what if his ideas align with yours? Are you really in his pocket, or
Yes.
he's just supporting you?
Yeah,
and you're supporting him.
Yeah, you are.
Dang.
If somebody gives you or supports you with millions of dollars, do you feel obligated to him any?
Give me a minute.
And how about if I scratch out the option of exile in Jamaica?
Well, Cuba's really nice.
Yeah, it is. I hear they have classic cars.
Yes.
Yeah. Great car culture there.
I don't know. I see what you're saying there, Joey.
Right. Yeah, it's just, it takes certain types to have to go for office. And I think there are a lot of good folks in politics. I think sometimes they're a little naive to how
I've seen
dirty, especially Washington, D.C. can be.
I've seen that.
But yeah, you need people that are willing to endure a lot of the fundraising aspect of political campaigns now, all of the smears and just silly crap that you're hearing from, especially like the most lowbrow are like a mailer.
Right.
Where it's like some funny cartoon. And it's like, really?
I don't like the PACs, and that's why I don't like the PACs. Because I want to, if I get a muddy campaign going against Joey, I want to be able to say I support.
Right. But hey, let's go. Don't worry about it. Let's see who's on line one. You're on there. Who's this?
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, Randall.
What's up, Randall?
What's going on, man? Happy Skinny Tuesday. I guess we can't call it Fat Tuesday. That's already took up, huh?
It's Super Tuesday.
Super Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, I know. I've been here. I've just been, what that word is,
facetious.
but have y'all been paying attention to Facebook today at all, or any social media?
No, it logged me out, and I haven't tried to get back in because
it's back.
Facebook sucks.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to log in right now. But it's kind of funny that it happened today. You know what I mean?
It just wasn't them. Yeah.
And it looks like when AT&T, the day that the paperwork might have been signed, or the paperwork was swapped out for T-Mobile buying them out, is when they had the glitch, that they implemented Shaft also. And I ain't too sure that ain't what these social media companies getting ready to do. And this social score might be coming be here within 5. I was thinking more like 8 years. But if they're doing this and they implementing Shaft for sex, hate, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms speech, and if you say any of those things in your text, you can get fired. Right now, it's saying they're using big companies as the reason, saying that the big companies are the reason that people commit suicide, which we know that's just how they got their foot in the door. And
I think people commit suicide because of life.
Yeah. And they had Mark Zuckerberg turn around and apologize to the parents, like
that was
social media.
I think social media is just amplifying life, unfortunately, and not necessarily all the good things. I got to run, Randall. I'm up against top of the hour break, and we got a business break coming up.
All right.
See you, brother, man.
We'll see you, baby.
Later. More news and views. We have some reps from the city of Prattville.
All right.
Joining us for our business break.
Okay.
Y'all stay tuned.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Voting underway as Super Tuesday elections being held in 16 states and 1 territory. Texas plans to arrest migrants who enter the U.S. illegally and order them to leave the country is headed to the Supreme Court in a legal showdown over the federal government's authority over immigration. Stocks are falling further from their records as drops for big tech weigh on Wall Street. Apple was one of the heaviest weights on the market. It's been struggling on worries about sluggish iPhone sales in China. Treasury yields fell after the U.S. economic data was weaker than expected. Bitcoin touched a record high, while stocks in Europe and Asia were mostly lower. The Dow is down 296 points. The NASDAQ losing 269. This is SRN News.
The new FedNow system is paving the way for the digital dollar. It grants the government unprecedented access to your financial transactions. This isn't just an invasion of privacy. It's a direct assault on your liberty and hard-earned money. It's another reason why I recommend physical gold IRAs from the Birch Gold Group. I'm Lance Wallnau. I'm a news analyst and a podcaster with nearly 25 million downloads to people just like you who cherish their financial independence. A precious metals IRA can help you avoid the scrutiny of Big Brother while also preserving your retirement savings through almost anything, including economic crashes, political instability, and even hyperinflation. To find out more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word FAITH to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and see how a gold IRA can help you. Text FAITH to 989898. Remember, there's no strings attached. Text FAITH to the number 989898 right now, and I pray you're blessed with continued prosperity.
Weather is brought to you by the Johnny Adams Law Firm.
I'm Johnny Adams with the Johnny Adams Law Firm, Alabama's personal injury law firm. Wishing you a fabulous day and a blessed evening. Stay weather alert.
Well, hi, everybody. We hope you make it out to the polls to vote today, but have the rain gear, have the umbrella with you. Occasional rain and maybe a few thunderstorms and locally heavy downpours with a high temperature near 70 on this election day. That'll continue into this evening before ending. Low temperature down to about 60. Wednesday's high about 76 with the rain chances relatively small Wednesday. Maybe an isolated shower. Thursday, a good bit of sunshine, high in the upper 70s to near 80. Then we got the big deal of a storm system this week on Friday with the threat of severe weather and maybe some locally heavy rainfall. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Web Bobo with Capital Tractor. We can't say thank you enough to every one of you who have made Capital Tractor one of the largest Kubota dealers in the U.S. It's because of you. We're honored, we're humbled, we're grateful. Kubota and Capital Tractor, Montgomery, Brundage, and Greenville.
The Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. A police chase came to an end in Prattville Monday afternoon. Police attempted to stop 35-year-old Mac Wilson of Montgomery for speeding on I-65 in Elmore County. Wilson tried to elude police but ultimately crashed into another vehicle on Cobbs Ford Road, where he was arrested on multiple charges, including DUI. Alabama Senator Katie Britt has been chosen to deliver the Republican Party's response to President Joe Biden's State of the Union address. The president is scheduled to deliver his annual address on Thursday, March 7th. Katie Britt is the first woman elected to the U.S. Senate from the state of Alabama. The very last item on the Montgomery County ballot today will be an addendum to renew a 40-year-old property tax of 3.5 mills. Annually, this tax brings in $11 million for Montgomery Public Schools and another $1 million for Pike Road schools. If the renewal isn't passed, these schools may have to cut programs in September. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Conservative Justice Sarah Stewart has the experience to lead Alabama's courts. As a tough-on-crime judge, Sarah Stewart presided over hundreds of cases, giving tough sentences to the worst criminals. Republicans can trust Justice Sarah Stewart to defend the Constitution and protect our families. On March 5th, vote conservative Republican Sarah Stewart for Alabama Chief Justice. Paid for by Sarah Stewart Campaign, 2029B, Airport Boulevard, Mobile, Alabama, 36606.
Hey, Republicans, did you hear Alabama had to redraw congressional lines? That means you get to vote for a new congressman in the 2nd Congressional District on March 5th. Lucky for us, we have a chance to vote for Dick Brubaker.
The Dick Brubaker who pledged to only serve 2 terms in the state Senate and then kept his promise to voters?
That Dick Brubaker.
The Dick Brubaker who believes in liberty, security, and limited government?
That Dick Brubaker.
The Dick Brubaker who lived and worked and worshipped in Alabama his whole life? The conservative businessman endorsed by Veterans for Trump? The Dick Brubaker who knows border security is national security?
That Dick Brubaker.
Hi, I'm Dick Brubaker, and I'm running for Congress. Military and national security is a proud part of the Brubaker family tradition. For the future of our nation, our children and grandchildren, America, we've got to take control of the border situation. Stop illegals, stop fentanyl. I'm Dick Brubaker, liberty, security, and limited government. I'm running for Congress, and I approve this ad.
Paid for by Brubaker for Congress.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
You know you conduct yourself in a democracy.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the second hour of the program here, News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey. Eddie's still in the house. You all right, Eddie?
I'm good. Good.
The dog's not distracting you
No,
too
she's
much?
doing pretty good today. Looking out the window, all is well. I hope.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's very good. And I was about to tell these two lovely ladies off the air, it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
All these people running to control our lives.
Right.
I mean, they're nice people.
They are
Don't
nice,
get me wrong.
especially when you get to know them.
But I've just gotten tired of all the candidates. So we have Taylor and Maya here. I believe they're with Parks and Rec for the city of Prattville. How are y'all doing today?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So let's talk about this event coming up y'all have scheduled.
Yeah, so it's the Wilson Pickett Music and Arts Festival.
Pull the mic down in front of you a little more there.
Is that a little better?
Yeah. There you go.
So it's the Wilson Pickett Music and Arts Festival. It's kind of the end of our celebration of the arts that runs through the month of March and the beginning of April. It's brought to you by the city of Prattville and the Alabama State Council on the Arts. It celebrates the legacy of Wilson Pickett. It celebrates the arts and the music in our city. And yeah.
And so where's it going to be this year?
So this year, the event will be at Cooters Pond due to the construction in Pratt Park, which we're really excited about because, we'll have a new stadium and all that next year. But we are excited that Cooters Pond will allow us to have all of our events closer together in the big green space that they offer there.
Okay, so like, when does that like actual music start? Because I think all the crafts, all the fun, but like, when does the music actually get going here?
Yeah, so the event runs from 10 to 5. That's on April 6th. And then we have a variety of different artists. We're going to kick it off with some exciting activities. We're still working out the kinks with that one.
Okay.
So we won't announce that just yet. But we have Taylor Boggy, who's a country artist, Lacey Lynn's pop, and then we're going to end the afternoon with True the Star, featuring Soul Expressions.
And genre-wise, is this all over kind of the place?
It's a variety.
Okay, like you're saying, country pop, is
Some
True the Star, soul
R&B,
music, R&B.
yeah.
Okay, good. I like all that stuff.
Taylor Boggy is not me.
Okay, I was wondering.
I cannot sing. Yeah, I cannot sing to save my life. I sound like a dying walrus. So, yes, we have another person coming out to sing for us.
Well, and there's also going to be like crafts and vendors, artists out there.
Yeah, so we will have several artists and craft vendors from all over the state. Several of our Prattville cultural arts groups will have free activities for the kids to enjoy. So Way Off Broadway Theater will be out there. Pawtucket
cool.
Art Guild will be out there. And so will our community chorus and pops. They actually have like inflatable little guitars and microphones
Oh,
for
really?
kids
Oh,
to
wow.
play along
Like
with.
that.
And we can't forget about our sweet and savory food vendors that will
Nice.
be out there.
Oh,
That's what I was hoping for.
It's always
yeah.
the
I
best.
mean, look at this guy. Well, actually, look at me. We're both a little.
Yeah, the food vendor is the whole reason I'll probably show up.
Oh, yeah.
Music's going to be good as I shove a probably sausage dog down my throat.
Yeah, they're so good. They
Yeah.
really are. And Eddie,
Yes.
they just said this. You heard them say this. Like the little inflatable guitars are not for you. They're for the children.
If I get one and kind of nobody notices it, or if I'm good enough with it, I think they'll let me play with it.
We'll
I
let
think
you
it'll be
have
fine.
one. Yeah, we'll
I
let
think
you
I could
slap
have air
Guys,
guitar lessons.
y'all are making a mistake.
But let me go ahead and tell you this. Joey used to work for Parks and Rec. So if you got
Oh, in
anybody come out
Montgomery,
there and
in
pick up
Montgomery.
trash and
Okay,
stuff
very cool.
afterwards, he got plenty of
Come
time.
on, we need volunteers.
Oh, I
Yeah.
absolutely
Clean
love
up.
working with Parks and Rec.
Or-
It's so fun. You never know what's going to happen.
He's also very
Right.
talented. So if y'all have somebody that knows shows, call him up. He'll get
Okay.
up there. He'll do a little guitar action, a little singing.
Well, we'll have y'all out there then.
Yeah. Eddie.
What?
No,
upselling.
back to
I'm
you
upselling.
because we all know what happened with you with the children when you wanted to go into the bouncy castle. You got to live. You said it was just, we're just horsing around, roughhousing.
I was a little bit. I didn't know they couldn't quite take it being slammed against the wall in a bouncy castle. It's a bouncy
Taking
castle.
it a little too far. Just a
Well,
little bit.
I know. He was a big 5-year-old. Let me go ahead and tell you. He was big.
That's a big one. Yeah, that's his
he had a mustache.
Well, it sounds like this is going to be a lot of fun as an event, and so like I love that there are a lot of free activities. Is to get in this any cost at all?
Oh, nice.
Free event.
Free
People
event.
love the word free. So
Yes, sir.
let's say that a little louder.
Yeah.
So this is April 6th from 10 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. Musical acts all day, starting at 10. Arts, crafts, vendors. You can go eat yourself, be as full as a tick, so to speak.
Oh my goodness,
wonderful.
so many good funnel cakes. We have
funnel cakes.
Fresh lemonade vendors. We have all of the concessions, things that you can't usually get at
Yeah.
like a regular restaurant. But then also some really good barbecue and stuff like that as well. So we're
like
really excited about our food vendors. We enjoy working with them and having them at our events too. And then we also do have an inflatable bounce house
See,
and
Joey?
a slide.
If we get there early enough before
It's
the
got
kids
your
get
name
there,
on it.
we could probably have a few minutes in there.
Oh, no, don't threaten me with a
Just
good
saying.
time.
Just
You
saying.
know my strategy.
I know.
Your knees are not good.
But when I'm jumping, Joey, you're gonna
It's like
miss
a
me.
moonwalk. It's not, you
Right.
don't have to have good knees for it.
Oh, you might be surprised. You might be surprised with what I got in store with this guy. But people can find more information where, of course, they might be hearing us going, I'm excited, but to remind themselves, where can they go?
Yeah, so they can go on wilsonpickettfestival.com. And we're still looking for more art vendors. So
Okay.
there's a tab on there and it says apply here. Just submit the application. Or you can call our office. That's 334-595-0850.
Well, did we leave anything out or Like, I think we're
Just,
good here.
I mean, we have a lot of events going on this month as well, just smaller events. And so make sure to go to our website, prattvilleal.gov, to see all the celebration of the arts.
Well, great seeing
By
you
the way,
both.
I love your T-shirt.
Oh, thank you.
I love y'all's T-shirt.
Thank you.
Joey.
Thank you.
We didn't plan on matching today.
Oh, those are cool.
No, they're cool.
But
Yeah.
they were convenient this morning.
Repping Prattville.
Yeah.
I like that. Should we get Montgomery shirts? Anyway. Anyway. Well, thank you all both. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, Maya.
Thank you for having us.
Well, more news and views in the afternoon after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
I'm Republican Jacqueline Tomlinson. You've heard me here on the Greg Budell Show quite a bit over the years. Running for office is the last thing I thought I'd do, but when your community calls, you answer. With more than 15 years of family law experience, I've helped local families through some of their toughest times. And so, I'm asking for your vote in the Republican primary on Tuesday, March 5th for Circuit Judge. Vote for my mommy! Paid for by the Tomlinson Campaign, P.O. Box 821, Wetumpka, Alabama, 36092.
When your tax refund comes, put it on the floor and walk on it. Revitalize the look and feel of your home with new floors from Prattville Carpet. With faster and better service than the big box stores and luxury vinyl planks starting as low as $4.99 per square foot. You'll enjoy that tax refund turned flooring every single day.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for waterproof carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Dial 285-8117 or visit PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Make 2024 the year you break away from the chain stores and join us here at Adams Drugs. We value your business and want to provide you the best customer service at the lowest possible price. We've been serving up excellent customer service here in the River region for over 62 years.
I made the swap to Adams Drugs and I couldn't be happier. Having a job and then getting 3 kids to all of their activities keeps me busy. I don't have an hour to waste waiting on a prescription. At Adams, they know me and my family. I get in and out in minutes, and when I can't get by Adams, they'll bring the prescription right to my door.
What are you waiting for? Come in to Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Our friendly and personal staff will talk with you and answer any questions you may have about your prescriptions. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local independent Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
I'm with Miss Dot at the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall. How was your anniversary sale, Dot?
It was just wonderful, and I want to thank everybody that came out. It was a great time. It meant so much to me for it to be 30 years, and y'all just came out and made my day.
Well, spring is almost here. Is Eastbrook ready?
We're beginning to get the patio tables and chairs out. We've got so much there, it's hard to put it into a minute commercial. You just got to come see what we got. You know, we've got 3 floors and 60,000 square feet. So just come see us, because we probably got a sale or 2 going, and our merchandise is pretty reasonable, I think. We don't charge a commission to the vendors, and so our prices are able to be a little bit less than some other places.
Give us those hours of operation.
Monday through Friday, 10 until 6. Saturday, 9 until 6. And Sunday is 12:30 to 4:30.
That's the Eastbrook Flea Market and Antique Mall, 425 Coliseum Boulevard.
So y'all come on by and see us. We'd love to have you.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. The Health.
Break it up, son. Joke's over, hey?
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. I'm Joey, he's Eddie. And on the phone line at 272-9228, Sparky, hold on, I'll come right to you. We have Caroline Dobson, a candidate for Congress here in the District 2, brand new District 2. Caroline, happy Election Day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Joey. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Yep, great to have you on the air. So just what's your gut sense telling you? How you feeling about today?
We feel really good about today. We've put in a lot of hard work. I was the first Republican to qualify in this race, and I've been working hard since that day, November 1st. Again, given the redistricting, it's been a short window of time, but it has been truly a privilege to get to spend so much time in District 2 and all of these counties and get to know so many folks. And so I'm just feeling grateful, excited, and a little tired too.
Well, I have to say, from my point of view, it's been great meeting you. Like, we didn't know each other before the cycle, so I will say that is a plus of this most recent cycle. But you're kind of your last pitch to voters here for the folks who haven't gone to the polls yet.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we need to send a true conservative to Washington, someone who's not a career politician, who's going to fight for Alabama families, and that candidate's me. I've grown up in this district. My family's been here for generations. I'm so proud to call Alabama home, and I'm proud to be raising my daughters here, but I'm concerned about our country. I'm the only Republican in this race who has signed the Americans for Tax Reform pledge, committing to never vote to increase your taxes. We've got to have more fiscal responsibility in our government. We've got to secure our border, support our military, and fight to restore faith in this country to ensure that our kids can worship God freely. So if you want a true conservative who's running for the sake of people of Congressional District 2, for the sake of our children, please vote for Caroline Dobson today. Polls close at 7 p.m.
Well, Caroline, best of luck today. And like I said, it's great meeting you this cycle, and we'll see what happens tonight as the returns come in.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to get to visit with you so many times.
Thank you. Again, folks, it's Caroline Dobson, and great to have her calling in. And we might get some more candidates. We kind of gave an open door to folks. But let's go to Sparky.
Hey, Sparky.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Right.
How you doing, man?
We're okay. We're here at Tri-City Baptist Church, and we're working the polls.
Oh, good deal.
And so far we got about 7.5%. It's not great, but we'll probably have, I would say, between 12 and 15% before we're done.
Oh.
I know it's not much.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's not much at all.
And it's not even raining yet.
Right.
Yeah,
so that'll determine some more. Joey, you know anything about the amendment they're trying to get through?
Amendment 1, I essentially voted no. What they're trying to do is, right now, you have to pass both actual budgets before you can move on to things like local bills. People do often use it as a slowdown mechanism to hold things up. Leadership has done that before. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I kind of like the way that current budget process works, even if it is used as a delay tactic. I like the legislature, anything that can throw a wrench in the gears is actually probably a good thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of times you read these amendments, and if you answer yes, you're really saying no.
Right. You're exactly right.
And that's the reason I'm calling. You said, I'm sure you did your homework on it, which shamefully I didn't. And that's why I'm calling. I haven't voted yet.
Well, I went with no, and there's a write-up on 1819 News about it if you want to read the details for yourself.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, thanks, fellas.
Thank you, Sparky.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Phil. Hello, Phil.
Hey, how we doing this afternoon?
Pretty good.
Good. Hey, man, I'm not trying to change the subject. I just got in the vehicle and this is what y'all were saying. But can you explain, or one of you fellas, you're all both intelligent, very, very much so there. I listen to you constantly. Can you tell me, what is Ramadan? What is it all about?
Honestly, I have to admit my ignorance. I know it's an incredibly important holiday in the Muslim faith, in the Islamic tradition. So, and I know there's like fasting and all sorts of things.
It's a month, the most important month.
The reason I asked is I just went through the McDonald's drive-thru on Federal Drive, Congressman Dickinson Drive.
Yeah.
And they asked for a donation for the Islamic children during Ramadan. And when I said no, thank you, it wasn't received well.
Really?
So I just was wondering, has McDonald's sponsored with some Islamic/Muslim group to raise money for them?
I don't know. I know that same McDonald's about 2 weeks ago, I went through there and just happened to look at my receipt when I left, and they had automatically rounded my meal up to some children's charity. And when I called and raised Cain, they just kind of laughed and hung up. So, I'll call it. They're running a scam.
And it could be, too, there's a sizable enough population, Muslim population, to where they're like, well, we can make money off this, fellas.
But
did they automatically add it to your bill?
Yeah, automatically. I caught it by about a mile or so down the road. I called them up, started raising Cain. Literally, the lady laughed at me and hung up. It's a scam. They're running a scam. I've seen other places do it. I don't know if all the McDonald's are doing it, but that was in the same one you were just talking about.
All right, well, News Talk listeners, be aware of what McDonald's is doing with or without your permission.
Yeah.
So,
it was like 35 cents.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it was a penny.
Oh, right. There's the point of it.
Permission to take your damn money.
Exactly right.
All right. I just was wondering if it was a one-time shot, because, a lot of times people will, I was at Southern Boulevard and Troy Highway the other day, and there must have been 20 people in the street with buckets, waving and smiling and coming up to your car, but nothing said what they were doing or who it was for. Or
just shaking you down. That's all.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all be careful out there.
Appreciate it, Phil. And I did look it up. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Muslim calendar and is one of the most sacred times for Muslims. I kind of knew that, but it is a month in which it is believed by Muslims that the Holy Quran was sent down from heaven, quote, as a guidance for men and women, a declaration of direction and a means of salvation. 272-9228. Do we have a fairly sizable Muslim population around here?
We have a few. I don't know if I'd call it sizable.
I wonder what the percentage is, like the breakdown.
I don't even think it's going to measure.
I think the largest growing group continues to be nuns. I'm not talking about Catholics, like the female lady of the cloth. I mean, like non-affiliated.
Oh.
Like, yeah, there's a large growing group of those folks. I mean, and they probably believe in all sorts of different things. It could be people that were Baptist or Catholic growing up, whatever, Methodist, and they fell away, and they still believe, but they don't do organized, or maybe they're atheists, or like that's a growing cohort, for better or for worse. So
yeah, I think a lot of people, and maybe my age and a little younger, but they kind of fell away from organized religion in general. They still have what they consider a relationship with God, but it's not organized religion. Me personally, not a big fan of organized religion.
Yeah, likewise. Just you know me.
Yeah, I mean, I just.
But but you've never been swayed by the Muslim missionaries? Well, they don't really evangelize in the same way, say, like.
No,
Like Mormons, you ever been like, you're like, man, I think they're on to something here.
I rode a couple of their bicycles, though.
Well, the other day, a couple of Jehovah's Witnesses stopped by where I'm living now.
Yeah.
And like, well, we've got this thing coming up later. You know where our temple? I'm like, I know exactly where it is. By the way, y'all know the album Rainbow Children by Prince? It's a whole dedication to y'all's Bible. No, we didn't know. How do you know about that? Don't get me started.
You educated them?
Yeah.
All right, Joey.
Now, can you imagine being in Minneapolis in the early 2000s and a Jehovah's Witness shows up at your door, but it's that guy?
Prince?
Yeah. And he's wanting to talk to you about Jesus.
But what do you do? Do you go, is this really Prince? I mean, you know,
yeah.
And today, you
kind of can't miss him.
Are you Prince?
Let's go to, is this Brian on, well, let's go to Jay Quellen first. Hey, Jacqueline Tomlinson on the line. Hey, Jacqueline.
Hey, guys.
How you doing? How you feeling about the election today?
Oh, I actually feel good. I'm out here at my polling place, and we've bounced around the circuit a little bit, but we're having a good time.
Well, that's great to hear. And
Yeah.
if folks have not voted yet and you would like to make a final pitch, go ahead. Tell them what you're running for and why you should be the one there in that position.
Okay, well, I'm currently running for Circuit Court Judge, Place 4. That is the brand new circuit judge position for Elmore, Autauga, and Chilton counties. So if you live in one of those 3 counties, you are in the 19th Circuit, and I will be on your ballot. I have the most experience for the job. I've been doing family law for 15 years. It's a family law judge position. I wish the ballot said that, but it doesn't. It just says Circuit Court Judge, Place 4. But I believe I'm the most qualified for the job, and I would love to earn everybody's support. You got a few more hours until the polls close, so let's finish strong.
Well, and I'd imagine you've got the whole crew with you, the whole family?
So we divided and conquered for a little bit this morning. Jared is currently at the Wetumpka Civic Center, so if anybody sees him down there, heckle him. My parents
Does he have
and
his belt of justice with him?
Eddie, shut up.
I mean, he might. I don't know. I didn't ask him.
He never leaves home without it.
I know he has his wife's vote for my wife button on.
Excellent.
But my parents and I are up here at Mulder. Lola, thank the good Lord, is asleep in the back seat right now because, wow, who thought bringing a 3-year-old to a polling place was a good idea? My mom was not.
Come on, I heard you actually got some hugs this morning from some people. Someone called me and said they gave you a big old hug.
I did. I've got a few hugs.
Good deal.
I got a few hugs this morning, which, running for office is wild to begin with. I thought being an attorney was wild. Man, us attorneys have nothing on politicians. This is a whole new world. And then you throw lawyers into politics.
Oh, boy.
Man, this has been a wild ride. But no, we've got great, support, and people have been super kind. And, if you see me out, please say hey and come vote. I don't know about voter turnout because it seems like a lot of people to me.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I don't know. It's not raining. It hasn't rained a drop. So get out and vote.
There you go.
Well, I appreciate it, Jacqueline. Really do.
Yeah.
Best of luck
vote
today.
For me.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just to make sure people know, guys, it's not Jay Quellen. It's Jacqueline Tomlinson.
Yes.
Have a great show, guys.
You too, honey.
You too.
Thanks.
272-9228. Let's go to Brian. Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
I got an Instagram video playing in the background there. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
I'm trying to reach every voter I can today. Listen, I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm up in Huntsville right now. Just left the Huntsville Republican Women Lunch. Spoke with them, and headed back to Central Alabama and Shelby County and go vote. Take my mom to go vote. Pick up the kids from school and get ready for our election party tonight.
Well, and I'm asking everybody this. What's your gut telling you about today? How you feeling about it?
Man, I'm feeling great, and I'm feeling good because conservatives are fired. They're fired up to vote in this election. They should be. This is a unprecedented time in our country. We've seen the courts being weaponized like never before to put in a woke liberal agenda, and we just in this race in particular, We see liberal Democrat crossover votes. So I think I'm hoping those folks stay home today. I want to see Republicans voting in the Republican primary, people who are committed to our conservative Alabama values and who share my values and understand why I'm running for Chief Justice.
And again, this Brian Taylor, he is running for the next person to be the Chief Justice of this great state. So you mentioned there for a second, but just parting words for folks who still haven't voted yet today in this area. Why should they go with you?
Well, I'm the real conservative in the race. I'm the only conservative. I'm a lifelong Republican. I've served the Alabama Republican Party as a legal advisor. I've been a legal advisor in 2 Republican governors. I'm an Iraq War veteran with 21 years of service in the JAG Corps, in the Army, active duty Army, and the Alabama National Guard. So I've got the leadership experience and the legal experience that we need at the top of the court system to make sure that our courts protect our conservative values and steer clear of legislating any political agenda from the bench. We need judges who are committed to upholding the rule of law, defending the Constitution and all of our constitutional liberties, including the Second Amendment. And that's what I intend to do as Chief Justice.
Well, I know any election, any race and campaign somebody's running can be real tough, and it takes a lot out of you, just even on local races. But I know for a fact a statewide one is a whole different. That's like a different level right there. So best of luck today. I know you put in a lot of hard work, and well, we'll see when the returns come in tonight, Brian.
Thank you very much, and ask everybody, vote Brian Taylor, and you can go to my website at briantaylor.com if you have any questions about the campaign. Brian with a Y. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Cole Plumbing.
Oh, man.
James Cole has put together a great team there. And, it's all in the family there at Cole Plumbing.
Buddy.
And, of course, they can help you with those emergency problems like a burst pipe. So they won't have to tear out a bunch of drywall or dig up a huge hole in your yard. Why? Because they have proprietary pipelining tech that allows you to be at ease, that you're not going to have to clean up all that nasty stuff. In fact, they can get the job done with precision and expertise. It's almost like a liquid-based tech that seals up burst pipes. Of course, they can help you with everyday plumbing problems, from a clogged drain to low water pressure. Maybe your sump pump ain't working, or you've got a gas line leak, or maybe tree root invasion.
That happens.
Yeah, especially if you've seen those trees growing up nice and healthy over all the years of you being at your house.
Buddy.
Yeah, they could start getting into a spot. They do have root networks as they get taller. But also Cole Plumbing can help you with upgrades. So maybe you want to upgrade to a tankless water heater system or a taller toilet that's easier on your older knees. That's a great way to give you a little more ease when you're trying to do your business. Or maybe you want to get fancy, install a bidet. They can do all of that there at Cole Plumbing. So 279-8919 is their number. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
Let's go to Pat. Hey, Pat, how you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, first time caller. Been listening to you for a long time. I just had to call in about the guy about the Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
I went to McDonald's yesterday morning, and I think it's hard to hear at those drive-thrus. I think it's the Ronald McDonald House, not Ramadan.
That would make more sense. That show would make a lot more sense.
I just wanted to point that out. I couldn't let that go.
Ronald McDonald. Yeah, I can see where. Yeah.
All right, good talking to you.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you for
calling,
listening.
baby.
Keep calling. That was great.
No, same thing happened to me the other day. They literally just rounded up the order, and I happened to look down. I was like, why did it end up being, where it was, $12 even?
If I say a simple thing, you might get the reference. And then, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I have no idea.
And then,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
No.
Wait, you don't know? You don't remember that movie?
No.
Dude, Where's My Car? Come on.
I have the tattoo to prove it.
I hadn't seen that in ages, and it's on like HBO Max or something.
Oh, yeah?
So I put it on just to not really even to watch the whole thing.
Could you make it through it?
Actually, no, I didn't make it through it because I didn't plan to watch the whole thing, but I could have. It was kind of freaking funny, but it felt so early 2000s, it's a different time period.
It's like when I see Big Lebowski on, I'm going to watch it just about every time. I don't care where I pick it up at, I'm going to watch it. That's one of those movies. But yeah, Big Lebowski's got so much culture stuff in it, and even Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers in there.
Right.
They got the Purple Jesus.
Right.
You're not going to roll on Sabas.
Yeah, I've been getting into more like cult classic movies. You ever seen the movie Freaks? Came out in like, it was, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. The guy who's not Keanu Reeves. Yeah, it's like a really weird 90s movie. And 90s movies had all these like quick cuts and like some of it's a little
crazy camera action.
I don't really like it all that much. Well, this is more 80s. I think 84. You like Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
That's one I'll watch when it comes on.
It's so weird though. Like the whole character is such a odd concept.
Right. Watching the movie and
because he's essentially a child,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
But looking back, it's not a movie I thought I would have enjoyed at all.
Right.
Because it's just so out there, so kind of just stupid. But it is entertaining. I'll give it that.
And there are moments that still make me laugh. Like, excuse me, I'm using the phone.
Yeah, Pee-wee. You remember when Pee-wee? Oh, it's probably before your time when he got busted.
In the theater, yeah.
That was, to me, and I think I was in high school, that was a huge thing. Right. And now it's like nobody would even say anything.
Right. I mean, that guy's a little, he's a little pervy.
Right.
Really?
Surprise, surprise.
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and her team are ready to help you out with whether you're buying a home, could be your first time, or maybe you're just looking for some great local folks to help you with your next time. That's Alabama Home Mortgage. They'll actually sit down, get to know you, understand your goals in owning a home, or maybe you're not looking to buy, you're looking to refinance. They can, of course, set you up with a great refi deal there at Alabama Home Mortgage. It could be you're looking to get credit card debt off your back or other sorts of debt you'd like to consolidate, and they're doing a special rate refinance for people with student loans still hanging over their head. And don't forget, they're the best game in town when it comes to VA home loans.
Mm-hmm.
They are on top of the latest at the VA home loan program. So if you're a veteran and you haven't used these benefits you earn through your service, it really is an amazing deal. You're not going to get a better deal anywhere else. So again, Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. That's 567-4223. You can also visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Biologists, others, hold on.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, I'm Dan Harris, Montgomery County Commissioner for District 1. During my tenure, I have championed those issues that directly affect the quality of life for the citizens of District 1 and the entire county. Since joining the Commission, MPS was able to obtain an overdue increase in funding, which will result in substantial improvements to public education. The county's cold case unit was created to help the families of victims of unsolved homicides obtain justice and a measure of closure. The county's summer youth jobs program was established, employing more than 300 young people since its inception, all while providing much-needed financial support for those nonprofits that are working to improve the quality of life for all Montgomery residents. Please help me continue this valuable work by going to the polls on March 5th and voting for Dan Harris, Montgomery County Commission, District 1. Paid for by Committee to elect Dan Harris, Post Office Box 230491, Montgomery 36123.
Hello, this is Colonel Patrick Downing, U.S. Army retired, on behalf of the nearly 400,000 veterans in Alabama, urging the passage of the Veterans Access to Care Bill to give veterans and their families better access to health care specifically tailored to their needs. Our veterans have done so much for us. Now it's time to do what we can for them by providing a state-run health care system just for veterans and their families.
Paid for by the Alabama Council of Chapters Military Officers Association of America, Mobile.
For over 40 years, Headley Plumbing has been fixing the River Region's plumbing problems with fast, affordable service. The pros at Headley are ready to respond anytime you need help, and they charge fair rates for their expert service. They help River Region homes and businesses every day, from repairing leaky faucets, septic tank service, replacing damaged sewer lines, or just unstopping a blocked drain. Trust the experts at Headley Plumbing. Call 285-3667. Headley Plumbing, 285-3667. Remember Headley's motto, in our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the River region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant or harder to follow. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell.
For matters in Tennessee, visit CordellCordell.com. 200 West Martin Luther King Boulevard, Suite 1000, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 37402. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We hope you make it out to the polls to vote today, but have the rain gear, have the umbrella with you. Occasional rain and maybe a few thunderstorms and locally heavy downpours with a high temperature near 70 on this election day. That'll continue into this evening before ending. Low temperature down to about 60. Wednesday's high about 76 with the rain chances relatively small Wednesday. Maybe an isolated shower. Thursday, a good bit of sunshine, high in the upper 70s to near 80. Then we got the big deal of a storm system this week on Friday with the threat of severe weather and maybe some locally heavy rainfall. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey Publix.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228. If you want to get it on the program, that's the number Biologist dialed. Let's go to Biologist. Hello, sir.
Good afternoon. Update from the Troutman Road, whatever they call it now, Rolling Hills Volunteer Fire Department. I mean, it's been like 9 different golf clubs over the past 25, 30 years, but 130, we have 2, there's no line there, but it's midday. So they've had 130 on one side. I've tried to look at how many was on the other voting, but I think they're kind of all pushing everyone to one side because there's not a line at all.
Yeah, and it seems like it's going to be a low turnout day for whatever reason. Maybe it's because the top of the ticket seems like a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I don't get Jacqueline because I looked for her name, but they must have changed my district only because I live up going towards Snowden a little bit.
Okay.
But I used to vote over near Fitzpatrick School. There's an old church there, and there's the old Serendipity on that corner, which is gone now, but. But they moved us over there, so I don't know if they moved my district or what. You know, it's who knows. All I know is I voted today, and she wasn't on there, and there was only like 4 people on the Republican side.
Yeah.
But it's very Democrat because that's the only, and I want to tell everyone right now, all you hunters and shooters, tomorrow morning is get all the targets you want day off every corner.
That's right.
Because they're going to stay there for months.
This is true.
So
That
I
is true.
love voting season for one reason. Since I live in the country and I can shoot my backyard, there are more targets out there right now just ready to be picked up.
That's so true.
Well, and
So
it's
recycle.
And I think you're doing a service not only to the community and to yourself as shooters for target practice, but I think you're doing a service to a lot of the candidates Because I've realized this over the years when I interview all these folks, and you've been here, Eddie.
Yeah.
Usually what you find is actually they're all kind of like interesting, charming, nice people to get to know. And you're like, I kind of like them. And then you realize, it's a shame that they're all of them but one are going to be a bunch of big losers.
Yep.
So, like, you see their names out there, like, oh, look at that loser. So get it off the street for them. We don't need that.
Yeah.
And and those signs stay there for months.
They do.
Because they're volunteers that put them out, but they don't pick them back up.
Well, until the lawnmowers come, that's it.
I'm more than happy to, and I've waited. I did it the right way. I'm going to wait till after voting day. Then I'm going to every corner and picking them up and using them. So y'all have a wonderful day now.
You too.
You too.
Do you remember a video? This had to be during Trump's election, where people were stealing Trump signs. So somebody rigged up like a 12-volt battery.
I remember that.
And the guy grabbed it, and he got shocked. But then he grabbed it again.
And he got shocked again?
Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, maybe it only happens once.
Right. So funny. He looked confused, and he grabbed it again. Yeah, confirmed. It's shocking.
Yeah, and I saw people like putting barbed wire, essentially barbs on some of their
Really?
signs. Yeah, and it's like, do you really want to maim somebody's hands? Even if it is annoying. Like, people stealing yard signs.
It's annoying.
It is stupid, but...
When we used to have a small business, a pizza business, that was the most annoying because we paid literally everything you had for advertising, and then some turd would come take it and just throw your yard sign.
Right.
And you're like, man, that's $60.
Come on, man.
I mean, that's $60 out of my money.
And can you imagine, though, like, because I think there's a special exception where you can put signs like that for political season, but if you could do it for anything.
Well, DOT, as a guy who's gotten a lecture from DOT, they do not appreciate you putting those signs out just anywhere.
I mean, like in their front yard. Well, I guess if you're in the county, you can do what you want, right?
Right.
Yeah, here in the city, I don't think it's allowed if you want to be like, Joey Clark Live, listen. I don't think they're going to let you just put that in the front yard.
I got a place in Chisholm. We can put a banner.
We need to put a banner.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, how much are one of those planes at the...
There's a guy at Millbrook Airport that does it. It ain't cheap, but we could work something.
It ain't cheap?
It ain't
cheap.
cheap.
I didn't like how you said we could work something
We
out.
could
Let's
work
go to
something
line one. Who's this? You're on there.
I'm sorry, man. I'm calling to say don't pick up the signs this year. There is a runoff probably coming. A lot of people, some of them.
You think it's going to be a runoff, Randall?
Some, it might be a couple, and not only that. I mean, they may want their name out there for a little longer, especially to the next election. I mean, even though they got it sold up, they're going to be on the ballot again, and plus it gives them more of a name out there if it's their first time around. You know what I mean? Like maybe not snatching up too fast, and some people put a lot of work into it, man. I seen some real nice ones put up this time, man. Like it's gonna work winning a couple of them. So
I know. I seen some there on
I
111.
don't get.
I seen some on 111 there, Randall. It looked like somebody put some good work into.
Oh yeah, so it's.
I think the yard people make too much of the whole yard sign thing.
It's because you don't have to buy it. When you
Yeah,
have
it's
to
just-
buy
no,
one,
but it's
everything
just-
changes, man.
It's like if I hit enough yard signs, will I win? It's like
They might
no.
They might.
No, you're not good.
They might do.
Yeah, so. But anyway, I didn't mean. I thought I could tell you this off air.
Ah, you good,
That's fine,
Randall. You know we love you,
All right,
brother.
Later.
Yes, sir, man.
See you, man.
Yeah, I do like proper flags though. Like, because you can't do that in your art. My neighbor won't reveal who it is.
Mm-hmm.
He's well known in Alabama politics. But very brilliant guy.
Okay.
Well read and knows a lot about this state and
Tucker
politics in
Carlson's
general.
your neighbor? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, but actually, no, he's a pretty big deal. But, for the longest time, he'll have an American flag. Like, he's got a flagpole in his front yard.
Oh, okay.
So he's done the American
Real
flag,
deal.
of course. My grandfather also flies an
Love
American
that.
flag. But I noticed he changed his flag lately.
Oh.
And it's this bright royal blue with white graphic and lettering. And it looks like a train with steam coming out of it. And it says, all aboard the Trump in capitals train. And Trump is on the train itself, the train graphic.
I kind of like that one.
And it was whipping in the wind as I was leaving today. And
You know that-
and then, like, all these folks are doing yard work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, Jose, look at the sign. Look at the sign, Jose. You know it. You're voting for him. I know you are.
You know, it's funny when I think it was last year, it was a couple years ago, we had Brandon on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
We were riding around. And he's like, man, there's a lot of Trump flags on this lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lake Jordan's where it's at. Lake Martin, certain areas.
Oh, there's a lot, dude. There's a lot. But it was just funny because, Brandon, he doesn't go on boats a lot to begin with.
Well,
but
boat
then-
people are Trump people.
Right. Then he looked around and he goes, man, there's a lot of Trump flags on this lake.
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah. Notice that.
I'm thinking about getting a hat, but not Make America Great Again, Make America Free Again. It look like the MAGA hat. I can't go all the way. I just can't.
Did you see what Charles Barkley said, I think, last night?
I did.
Dude.
Should we just mention it now?
I want to go find somebody that'll put the shirt on and let's go make some money. I mean, come on.
Call his bluff, essentially?
Come on, dude.
Here, I'll share it from 1819 News. I'll share the actual screenshot of the article. Charles Barkley, if I see a black person walking around with Trump's mugshot, I'm going to punch him in the face. Why has it got to be a guy? Why are you assuming there aren't like black women like Trump? Well,
get paid more money.
I guess Charles has read the polls.
See.
That's a group that really doesn't like Trump.
And I love Barkley, but and he even said, I mean, they tried to get him to back off his comment. He's like, no, I'm serious. I'll do it.
Right. Okay. Well, here's the actual clip. Should we listen to it?
Oh, I'd love to.
And you know who embraced it than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts.
When you heard that, what did you think? Big sigh.
First of all, I'm just going to say this. If I see a black person walking around with Trump mugshot, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Charles.
No, Gail.
Charles.
Gail.
You really can't say that because, A, you don't mean that.
Oh, I mean that sincerely.
I think he does, though.
I'm going to just tell you something.
And then you will be arrested for assault. And then what?
I'm going to bail myself out and go celebrate. If I smell
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. Okay, but go ahead.
Seriously.
Continue.
First of all, if I was at that
conference,
I'd have got up and walked out. That was an insult to all black people. Because he basically just saying, and first of all, to compare black history where we've been discriminated against to his plight.
Yes.
Well, first of all, he's a billionaire. And they're prosecuting him for stuff he did wrong.
Yeah, but I didn't hear Trump make a big compare and contrast. I think Trump said, I've seen a lot of black people wearing shirts with my mugshot. Did he just make that up?
No. But what I say about Charles, meaning what he said, Charles Barkley has thrown a man out of a glass window before.
Oh, sure.
Plate glass window. So again, we can go make some money.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put a tracker on him so we know where he's at, just like they did Taylor Swift's plane.
Right. Well, and also I'm looking at him, and Charles is a little too old to get it. Like, I'll pull him back up.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think he's my age.
Yeah, I mean, and he's wearing a lot. Keep in mind, he's wearing TV makeup in this still right here.
Yeah.
I think he's just too old to get it. The change is happening. And the humor and dark irony that is continuing to drive the meme magic of the internet so much behind the new right.
Oof.
I think that he's just too old. Grandpa doesn't get it.
Well, thing is, he has the money. He didn't have to.
Right. Oh, yeah, no.
You know, I mean, you come to Charles, you're coming in his world. He ain't coming in yours.
And honestly, I really ain't dogging Charles that much. I think Charles has, if one person should celebrate the First Amendment, it's Charles Barkley. And I'm happy to hear him say what he thinks.
I used to love to watch that
he didn't like it. Also, I don't think Charles is in the wilderness by himself. I think there are a lot of folks that felt the way he felt. So it's like, whatever. But it's the usual, like, well, let's watch not even 5 minutes, 20 seconds of Trump. And we now know how he feels about all sorts of stuff. And let's read into, well, that's the media culture now. I listen to a person for 10 seconds. I know your whole life. I'm like St. Peter at the pearly gates. Get out, you pervert.
I know your type. I know who you are.
Right. But that's what politics calls us to do, is to be presumptive and uncharitable. Oh, look at the time. I got to hit this break.
He may not know whether he's coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
I'm Greg Albright. Like most of you, my family and I have worked hard for all we have. To start with nothing and do great things is what we used to call the American dream. I'm running for Congress because I can't stand by and watch our American values, goals, and freedoms be taken away from us by the nonsense going on in Washington, D.C. It's hurting us, our state, and our country, and I know how to do something about it. Send me, Greg Albritton, to Congress, and I'll take some Alabama common sense with me. I'm Greg Albritton, and I'm running for Congress. We can fuss all day about the invasion at our borders, the reckless spending of our money, and our weakened military system, but talking won't fix our country's problems. I'm a retired naval officer and an Alabama state legislator. I know how our military should work and what our veterans need. I know how to get a law passed, and I know how to spend our money wisely. On March 5th, vote to send me, Greg Albritton, to Washington. I'm determined, I work hard, and I get results. I'm Greg Albritton, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Greg Albritton for Congress.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Again, folks, we are now live streaming the show, which means you can watch us. It's like you can put it on the TV. You can cast it. Joey Clark Live on YouTube. Would love if you like and subscribe and jump in on the comment section. Have a little fun with that today. You know, coming up, we've got a great breakdown by Peter St. Onge about what's going on with, well, the economic problems in this country, in particular, how the federal debt, $34 trillion today, could cause a meltdown. Also, another great conversation with retired Lieutenant Colonel Douglas McGregor. His sit down with Tucker Carlson, talking about the worst idea Congress has ever had. And of course, we also have plenty coming out from Elon Musk saying that, well, there's this program nobody was paying attention to that allowed Biden to bring 320,000 illegal immigrants into the country. Oh, that Biden, he thought he could get away with it, but Elon is not going to sit by and be quiet about it. So we got to hit our top of the hour break, but we got plenty coming up in the final hour here on Super Tuesday. Happy Election Day, everybody. This part of the program brought to you by, again, Montgomery Men's Health. And fellas, you know, as we get older, or maybe it's just the environment, it's not just guys getting older who are experiencing low T. Now, also you can have things like ED, erectile dysfunction's no fun. But low T is affecting a lot of men, and they don't even know it. Right. In fact, urologists are even suggesting that men should start getting a testosterone check as part of their annual men's health routine, including guys who are only 18 years old. Because it is happening to a lot of folks. And what do you mean by what's happening to them? Well, they're feeling like they have no motivation, no drive, right? No sex drive even. They're seeing them want weight gain, loss of muscle mass. They just feel like they're going through life in a fog. Well, knowing whether or not you have low T is huge in understanding these symptoms. And what can be done is the providers at Montgomery Men's Health will conduct a testosterone-focused lab workup plus a consultation for only $99. And they have low T treatments there at Montgomery Men's Health that can truly change lives. Men can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym.
Brother.
That's right, brother. Better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism, usually even noticed an increased sex drive.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. You can actually book the same day that you call. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and hit your goals this year. That number, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. 16 states and 1 territory have open polls as voters are deciding their respective parties' nominees for November. It's Super Tuesday. The Smokehouse Creek Fire in the Texas Panhandle, it's the largest in state history, has now burned more than 1 million acres. The Panhandle is cattle country in Texas, and the fire has devastated the industry, and consumers may feel the effects. Thousands of head of cattle have been lost. A powerful blizzard in California has eased a stretch of Interstate 80 from west of Lake Tahoe to the Nevada state line finally has reopened to all but big rigs. Stocks are sharply lower. The Dow is down 360 points. The S&P off 53. This is SRN News.
Urgent Camp Lejeune settlement message. On September 6th, the government announced it will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000, with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver, or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may qualify for compensation and could be paid within 60 days after accepting your settlement, with your VA benefits fully protected. You may be entitled to a significant financial award for your Camp Lejeune claim, but you must act now. Call the James Harris Law Camp Lejeune helpline now to get the compensation you deserve. We're already fighting for thousands harmed by the water at Camp Lejeune. Call now or you may forever lose your right to be awarded a settlement between $100,000 and $550,000. For your free evaluation, call 800-320-7171. That's 800-320-7171. 800-320-7171.
The Johnny Adams Law Firm. They want you to stay safe on the road. Please don't text and drive. Get to your destination safely. Your family and friends will thank you. From the Johnny Adams Law Firm.
Well, hi, everybody. We hope you make it out to the polls to vote today, but have the rain gear, have the umbrella with you. Occasional rain and maybe a few thunderstorms and locally heavy downpours with a high temperature near 70 on this election day. That'll continue into this evening before ending. Low temperature down to about 60. Wednesday's high about 76, with the rain chances relatively small Wednesday. Maybe an isolated shower. Thursday, a good bit of sunshine, high in the upper 70s to near 80. Then we got the big deal of a storm system this week on Friday with the threat of severe weather and maybe some locally heavy rainfall. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We're redesigning financial freedom at CB&S Bank. Make purchases at participating stores and restaurants using your CB&S Bank debit card through your mobile devices with Mobile Wallet. Charges and fees may apply for your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for more information. Member FDIC.
1819 News.
Today, the polls are open in Alabama and in 15 other states as Super Tuesday gets underway for primary elections. In the presidential race for Democrats, Joe Biden's name will be on the ballot. The National Democratic Party leadership provided a hostile environment to Biden's biggest challenger, Robert Kennedy Jr. RFK Jr. is now running as an independent. In the Republican Party, the names on the ballot will be Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. Congressional District 2 in Alabama has many challengers from both parties since this is a newly redrawn district. Congressional District 1 has 2 current congressmen who are vying for the Republican candidacy due to the redrawn districts. Those are Congressman Barry Moore and Jerry Carl. A race to determine the next Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court is also part of this primary election. The candidates are incumbent Justice Sarah Stewart and challenger Brian Taylor. For more details on the primary races in the state, go to 1819news.com. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A traffic stop in Mobile resulted in a drug bust. 2 people are now under arrest for drugs found in the car as well as those tossed from the vehicle. 30-year-old Tyria Davis and 36-year-old Willie Robinson are now facing drug trafficking charges. A standoff is over in Florence with a 69-year-old male suspect taken into custody by a SWAT team. The standoff occurred on Monday night after a shots-fired call came into police. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hey folks, this is Tammy Burkhalter at Prattville Farm Center, and did you know there's all kind of dogs that we can feed? Like sleeping dog, hot dog, creek dog, swimming dog, hunting dog, shaggy dog, lap dog, window dog, riding dog, hiding dogs, puppy dog, standing dog, hat dog, cozy dog, family dog, even a dancing dog, man. So come see us at 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville, and we can even feed your kitty cat too.
Hello, Alabama. This is your all-time favorite president, Donald J. Trump. My friend, Congressman Gary Palmer, is running for re-election to Alabama's 6th Congressional District. Gary is an America First conservative who is fighting to secure our border, strengthen our military, and protect and defend our undersea Second Amendment. Alabama, please get out and vote for Gary Palmer for Congress on March 5th. He will not let you down. Thank you.
I'm Gary Palmer, and I approve this message.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth.
I got hairy legs.
Hold on to your butts.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Joey.
We both already got our voting done.
That's right.
Wait, did you not get a sticker?
Yeah, it won't stick to my thing, so I had to stick it to my book.
Yeah, my sticker's still in my car.
Whatever the shirt
I
material is.
don't need no sticker. Reminded me of being in
How
kindergarten.
do we know you really voted? You don't have to.
You don't
sticker.
have to. I don't care if y'all don't believe me. Go away.
You might be one of those kind of people that say they voted, didn't vote.
I'm tired of talking to you. Let's go to a much better man than you. Let's go to Rich Anderson. Sorry, Rich, to jump in with the jokes I usually throw at Eddie, but how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. I've been out shaking hands and talking with voters at one of the polling places, and now I'm getting ready to go into my own polling place to vote, which I'd put off until now. And since it's raining a little bit, I figured I'd go ahead and get that done.
So what's your gut feeling about today?
I feel good, Joey. I feel really good. I've gotten really encouraging messages from people all over the state. I've been, hey, I got Dale Jackson's vote this morning.
Oh, that's always tough to do.
Yeah, that's right. I called in and he said, that's it. You got my vote. So I'll take it. But yeah, I feel pretty good. I'm going to be working until the polls close.
Well, I know it's a lot of work for, again, a statewide campaign. And
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the cake is baked at this point in reality, Joey. But,
right.
If you've ever, anybody who's run for office can tell you the hardest thing is the last day, you've got to be out doing something. So
right.
I'm out telling people about Rich Anderson and grabbing those last few votes and just trying to keep myself from going crazy.
Well, best of luck tonight. We'll see what the returns bring this evening. And, great seeing you get out there, Rich. We've known each other for a little while, but I think you throwing your hat in the ring would be well-deserved. But thank you, sir.
Thank you, Joey. Good talking to you.
You too. Again, Rich Anderson, Court of Criminal Appeals. So y'all get out there and vote if you haven't already done it. Seems like a low turnout.
Seems like it so far. I mean, now Titus, of course, small community. When I was there, I think I was number 70-something, 72, 75. There were several people coming behind me, but I think my community is a little bit older, and older people get out and vote.
Yeah.
Maybe so. Maybe, people here, they plan on going to work first. I don't know, but it does seem like a low turnout. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, how about this for a change of pace? This is a clip of Tucker Carlson sitting down with Lieutenant Colonel Douglas McGregor, retired now.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a short segment. By short, I mean like a 7-minute one Tucker did. And no, I think we should get into it.
Yes.
Because McGregor's saying this is the worst idea Congress has ever had.
Right on the money.
Let's listen in.
Did Rome fall? Historians have been debating that question, moving on 2,000 years now. But everyone agrees one of the reasons is pretty obvious. The Roman military, its legions, became dominated by non-citizens who, in the end, because they weren't loyal to Rome, turned against Rome's citizens. So knowing that as we do, consider this series of facts. This country has been flooded with tens of millions of illegal aliens. At least 7.2 million. That's the official number have entered since Joe Biden became president. That number is greater than the population of 32 states. So what do we do with these people? Do we deport them? No, not according to the U.S. Congress. Here's the idea.
There is no higher honor than serving your country in uniform.
And that honor could be extended to migrants under a new bill introduced by Hudson Valley Congressman Pat Ryan. Called the Courage to Serve Act, this bill would offer qualified and vetted migrants an expedited path to citizenship if they serve in the military. According to Ryan, last year the military services collectively missed recruiting goals by roughly 41,000 recruits, leaving some crucial positions unfilled.
If there are folks with the courage to raise their right hand, take an oath to protect and defend our Constitution, and put their lives on the line for this country, then they sure as hell deserve the opportunity to be citizens in the United States of America.
Ooh, Pat Ryan lecturing us on what it means to be an American, as if he would know. But consider this for a second. The military can't meet its recruiting goals. Now, who forms the basis of our fighting forces? Well, sorry to say it, but white men always have. So the U.S. military has been attacking white men by name. We're against you, white men. And so it turns out lots of white men don't want to join the military anymore. Who could have predicted that? So there is a problem getting American citizens who are born here to defend their country. Now, in a normal nation, you would pause and ask, what are we doing wrong that young Americans don't want to defend their own country? Maybe we should change and improve. But not in this country, not with this Congress. The idea is let's allow an invasion of the country, not use the military to stop it, and then populate the military with the people who are invading the country and hope for the best. Wow.
Well, I'm going to pause it there. In a second, he brings in Doug McGregor. But it's also in our history.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about this, the war between the states or the Civil War, whatever you want to call it.
But
when all those Irishmen were getting off the boats.
We get a little bit different time here, Joey. A little bit different.
No, I'm just saying this is what governments will do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, of course, they're looking for votes. They're looking for money, and power and control. Sure. I can't get it from you people, so I'll bring in my own people.
But I also pause it because we have a great guy on the phone, Dr. Stuart Tankersley. Yeah. Hey, Doc, how you doing?
Hey, great, guys. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Surviving.
Good. That's a great interview. I hope everyone would listen to it because it's very insightful, I think, that McGregor and
definitely.
Tucker talked about.
Of course.
I was calling just simply, this time surprisingly, not about COVID, but I served in the National Guard with Brian Taylor, and I just wanted to, I was very impressed with him the time I spent around him, and I hope he does well today. This isn't a slam on the woman that he's running against, but I just think he's a good guy, and he did very good work in the Guard.
Yeah, and that's always been my sense of him. I think he got a little high profile there in the state Senate, so being high profile means you'll get some haters, but he struck me as a very conservative, very competent guy.
And he wrote the ethics bill in 2010 that unfortunately the Republicans decimated a major part of it a few years ago and promised they would, remedy the problem within a year, and we haven't heard anything from him since. But he was the guy that wrote that bill, and I think he understands the importance of integrity and, the ethics of the people that are elected officials. So I hope that we have a chance to see him in our Supreme Court.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, Doc, and we'll have to get you back in studio here before too long. Maybe after my, early quick vacation, we'll get you in next week or something.
It'd always be an honor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank y'all.
Again, that's Dr. Stuart Tankersley.
Good guy.
Now, let's keep going here with this interview that you just heard Tankersley praising. Again, this is Tucker Carlson and Doug McGregor. They're discussing this idea of, well, we brought all these folks in, or let them in illegally.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's have them serve in the military.
If this ever does become a police state, if you're ever ordered to obey at the point of a gun, this is the way it's going to happen. Maybe not. Colonel Douglas McGregor seemed like a man to ask about this. He's a former senior advisor to the Secretary of Defense, the commander of the last tank battle in American history, and the CEO of Our Country, Our Choice. He joins us now. Doug, thanks so much for coming on. Now, I don't want to jump to a lot of conclusions about this, but since you are, in addition to all the other things I mentioned, a military historian, assess, if you would, the wisdom of allowing people to invade your country and then handing them automatic weapons.
You know, when I listen to the comments coming out of the Senate or the House, let alone the White House, I'm sometimes reminded of that famous statement in Vietnam: in order to save the village, we had to destroy it.
Yes.
I get the impression that's the plan in Washington. We have to destroy the country in order to save it.
Clearly.
At least, I guess, from the standpoint of everybody in Washington, whatever happened before they arrived was wrong, and the brave new world must be built in the future on the ruins of the past. And they're doing a pretty good job of trying to make that work. The military is a good example of it. And military institutions take decades to build. They're resilient in most cases because of the human capital that replenishes them on a routine basis. We're having problems recruiting for a very simple reason. People that have been through this over the last 20, 30 years have said, what are we doing? What's the point of being in the military? We go to these places, they look around in Iraq or they look around in Afghanistan and they say, there's nothing here. What am I doing here? Oh, well, you're building democracy. And people burst out laughing. It's nonsense. Of course it's nonsense. How is this defending America? And I think that's a huge part of the problem. If you were to ask 100,000 men, white, black, or otherwise, who call themselves Americans, what are you ready to do? They're ready to defend the United States. But they don't see much evidence that we're defending the United States. If anything, we've walked away from that in favor of what? Defending Ukraine or defending parts of the Middle East? This is not what we signed up for. And I think that's a huge issue as well.
I wonder, though, what the effect on our domestic politics, our domestic life will be. I mean, when you're at West Point, I imagine you saw your job as a newly minted Army officer defending the United States from its enemies abroad. But the DOD is playing, I think, an unprecedented role in the domestic life of our country. You saw it on January 6th. You see it in the censorship efforts being led by DOD. So should we be a little nervous about the idea of arming foreigners, lawbreakers, people who've broken federal law, and handing them weapons? Like, why would you be crazy to worry that that might be used against us?
Well, if you were playing for the Eagles and suddenly you were fired and the manager of the Eagles decided to hire the third string team that works in Dallas, Texas for the Dallas Cowboys, then you went into the game and discovered that the third stringers from the Dallas Cowboys are helping the Dallas Cowboys win, you'd be pretty upset. Well, that's effectively what these people are deciding to do. None of these people are Americans. We know from having interviewed them, they have no aspiration to be Americans. What they aspire to is to get into the consumption machine, get the ticket of entry, the free check, the free phone, the free transportation tickets, the free food, the free medical care, and the free this, the free that. That's why they're coming. And people say, well, they deserve this. No, they don't. They haven't worked for any of it. In the meantime, what do Americans get? You know, we have a force right now that can't defend anything anywhere overseas very successfully. Look at the failed military operations we've had for over 20 years and look at the border. No one brings it up. No one's even trying. No one seems to care. You know, I think the largest problem is that Washington is this ideological bubble, and everyone decides that anyone who doesn't agree with them, that the world has to be refashioned in some new image that exists only in their minds, and that anybody who disagrees with them is by definition a criminal and has to be treated as such. What better solution than finding people who have no connection to the American people, arming them, and then sending them out to oppress us? Sounds like a great solution.
Again, that's Doug McGregor on with Tucker Carlson. And of course, you can watch that whole thing there on Tucker's brand new website.
He say who brought that kind of, who's pushing that? Because here's the whole issue I keep having is they use words like they and them. I want a name. Because these people aren't going nowhere. Like Biden. Biden's just a stooge. He's going to be out in a couple of years. Those people that are around him that put him in this position.
The first guy they said was Pat Ryan who's proposing it. There are a few people in Congress who have proposed it, essentially.
They should be literally beat to a pulp for saying that, in one hand, we want legally Americans that are here, we want their guns taken from them, but we want to put guns into hands of illegals. What about that makes sense? Right. They should be beaten to a pulp.
Well, I don't know about beating anybody to a pulp.
I do.
You can't be advocating violence.
We'll get them here first, then we'll talk about it.
Gonna get us canceled.
You haven't been canceled yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, it's coming.
One of these days. Something you say, something I say.
Oh, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. 272-9228. Hey, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And their Pest Pro, Ashley and her team are ready to help you. And folks, it's turning into springtime. Things are heating up a little bit. The flowers, the bushes, the trees, everything's back in bloom. The green grass is coming back. And that means it's not just, well, going to be beautiful outside. It also means all the little critters are coming back.
Right.
Like I've noticed around, my grandfather's house, the wasps are coming back with a vengeance.
Wasps are coming back. I just seen taking Roxy out. The skeeter hawks are out, so I know the skeeters are out.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, we're fixing to get into the season.
And also termites. Now, you may not notice them, but here's the deal. When you call Pest Pro Services, you got to ask them for it.
Yeah.
But they'll come out and do a free termite inspection and estimate.
That's amazing.
And you might as well get termite treatment done before you have any major damage to your property or any damage at all. It's a much more affordable way of dealing with these termites rising up, or it could, again, be mosquitoes, wasps, fire ants. They're all coming back. And, well, if you want to protect your home, protect your property, I can think of nobody better than Pest Pro Services. Great local folks that not only know what they're doing, they're always giving back to the community, easy to work with. Call them today at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team there that Joey and Eddie, those two fellas on the radio, sent you. Got to hit this break. Got plenty of calls rolling in at 272-9228. Be right back with those.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Conservative Justice Sarah Stewart has the experience to lead Alabama's courts. As a tough-on-crime judge, Sarah Stewart presided over hundreds of cases, giving tough sentences to the worst criminals. Republicans can trust Justice Sarah Stewart to defend the Constitution and protect our families. On March 5th, vote conservative Republican Sarah Stewart for Alabama Chief Justice. Paid for by Sarah Stewart Campaign, 2029B, Airport Boulevard, Mobile, Alabama, 36606.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. When you call Alabama Home Mortgage, from the moment we pick up the phone, you will hear the difference. We are passionate about what we do. To us, you're not just another applicant. When you call on us, you are trusting that we have your best interest at heart, and we do. We treat our customers like family, and that's why our customers turn into family, coming back to us time and time again. We know you have many options when it comes to mortgage financing, and we appreciate the opportunity to earn your business. We are excited to hear from you. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our passion is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-368, Equal Housing Lender.
Fellow patriots, this is a call to action. Hi, I'm Cedric Coley, an America First conservative for District 3 of the Montgomery County Commission. I believe our republic is under siege by enemies both foreign and domestic, but I'm not one to just complain. I supported President Trump in 2016. I still with him a part of the Stop the Steal movement in 2020. I helped raise awareness against tyranny during the pandemic. On Super Tuesday, I asked that you help me hold the line for liberty right here in Montgomery County. Paid for by the Committee to Elect Cedric Coley, P.O. Box 242021, Montgomery, Alabama 36124.
Hey, Republicans, did you hear Alabama had to redraw congressional lines? That means you get to vote for a new congressman in the 2nd Congressional District on March 5th. Lucky for us, we have a chance to vote for Dick Brubaker.
The Dick Brubaker who pledged to only serve 2 terms in the state Senate and then kept his promise to voters?
That Dick Brubaker.
The Dick Brubaker who believes in liberty, security, and limited government?
That Dick Brubaker.
The Dick Brubaker who lived and worked and worshipped in Alabama his whole life? The conservative businessman endorsed by veterans for Trump? The Dick Brubaker who knows border security is national security?
That Dick Brubaker.
Hi, I'm Dick Brubaker, and I'm running for Congress. Military and national security is a proud part of the Brubaker family tradition. For the future of our nation, our children and grandchildren, America, we've got to take control of the border situation. Stop illegals, stop fentanyl. I'm Dick Brubaker, liberty, security, and limited government. I'm running for Congress, and I approve this ad.
Paid for by Brubaker for Congress.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is #1 in the #2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey. He's Eddie.
How you doing, Joey?
Doing all right. And again, we are now live streaming the show on YouTube, Joey Clark Live on YouTube, and you can comment that way if you don't want to call. Knock on wood just said, my wife just went to vote and said Barry Moore is not on the ballot. You're probably not in his district.
That'd be my guess.
He is running in District 1 against Jerry Carl. It might be that you're in the brand new District 2 with Dick Brubaker, Caroline Dobson, Greg Albritton, and a few others. So, well, that's unfortunately what the courts gave us. A lot of people, I think, are a little like, what?
Yeah, I think a lot of people really weren't aware of that, Joey. I think they're finding out this morning.
Yeah. It's a shame. I mean, we've been talking about it till the cows have come home.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think I had a cow. Let's go to Bill. Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Hi, guys.
How you doing, Bill?
Y'all have been talking about aliens joining the military. There's a real easy way to fix that. And it probably should happen, but it probably won't happen because I don't figure Congress and the Senate have the intestinal fortitude to do this. But they could come out and say, every alien that crossed the border from 2020 till whenever carries the charge of a felony and a misdemeanor.
There you go.
Because military, you can't serve if you've got either.
Correct. Right.
And they probably should do that, and they should probably go back and have a span for during Obama's term. But, you know, it's one of those things where I don't really think that they'll ever accept aliens into the military. It's going to be interesting to see how they do their naturalization, because my understanding is that the people that are coming across are basically being issued green cards, more or less. So I don't think they've got a pathway to citizenship. Maybe wrong.
Well, not currently. The plan is to create one.
Yeah,
like military service down the road. So it depends on who wins Congress and who has the presidency. It's back to the same game.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that I was going to bring up, and y'all may have talked about it, I've been working a lot here lately, so I don't get to listen quite as much as I used to. But I saw a thing on, I think it was 1819 News, where they estimate that some 330,000 illegal aliens have actually been flown into the United States.
Oh, yeah.
And the government is using VA and VA benefit money to do this.
Yep. That's what's been reported.
I mean, I'm not a veteran. I wish I was. I almost was. But if I was a veteran and I found that out, I would probably be marching in the streets in Washington, D.C.
Well,
because that is not the intent of that money.
Nope, but there's some other examples of them taking veterans benefits and giving it to the illegals. Not hard, just really, it doesn't take 10 minutes of looking on Google and you'll see it. Several veterans have been put out of homes that were taken care of by the state, so illegals could be put in. Just that's what's happening.
Well, I appreciate y'all letting me have my 2 cents worth.
Thank you, Bill.
See you, Bill.
Let's go to Big Bird. Hey, Big Bird, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fine. I just wanted to give you an update or two on the voting, at least out here in Elmore County.
Yeah.
The vote is, when I voted, which was about 45 minutes ago, I went in and out. It was very quick and very done because, and part of the reason to that is that there was such a light turnout. They were still 417 votes short of making 10% turnout.
Oh, wow.
Daggum.
That is bad. Because what's happening is the Democrats are turning out well, and there's a lot of crossover voting, and we're going to get some candidates we really don't want to see.
I think you're right.
And the only thing I've got to say is, 434, you got about 4 hours and 26 minutes to get to the polls. You better do something about it. I'm just, it's really just makes me sad. It really does. But anyway, as far as being a vet, I'm right here in Alabama. I'm a veteran, and I'm upset because I am a disabled vet.
Yeah.
And if I could, talking to Bill, if I could actually walk to go to Washington, I'd be glad to join the demonstration. But it's not easy for me, and my wife and I are both vets, and they're doing everything they can do right now, dealing with some of these big mega bank, mortgage bank. One of them is they're trying to mess me around on my house, and unfortunately I have records.
Good.
And I've called them to task on it, but it's being done, and I can't get an appointment to see an orthopedic surgeon to get my leg fixed so I can walk, and because they're so short of funds, and I mean, it just really, it really irks me to see what's being done, and the thing I liked about Donald Trump is he raised when you have a rising tide economy, it raises everybody's
All
boat.
boats float.
Yes, sir. So if your boat's floating, it's going to raise your boat. And,
That's right.
And if not, then we're going to have some, but we don't need to be giving people, if they want to be here illegally, fine, but they shouldn't be drawing tax benefits and money from the government to be here. They need to earn their way. Without
right. Exactly.
Because
right.
those are safety nets for people that deserve it. They're safety nets for people who have earned it and paid for it with taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're giving that money to people who they're coming here illegally and they're drawing benefits. I mean, how is that possible? But that's what they're doing.
Exactly right. Well, I appreciate the call, Big Bird. Great to hear from
But
you.
anyway, you still got time. Get to the votes and vote.
There you go.
If
Get
you're
out
a
and vote.
Republican, yeah, if you're a Republican, you better show up somewhere and vote, and if not, maybe you can, go 2-3 places. Maybe they'll let you vote. I don't know. But vote early, vote often.
There you go.
But anyway,
Appreciate you, man.
take care and have a good man.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Big Bird.
272-9228. This part of the program, again, brought to you by Dylan Rings. And as we were saying earlier, happy birthday to Josh
right.
Ryder. And in celebration of Josh
50.
Ryder's 50th birthday, they are doing a special sale there at Dylan Rings. Here's how you can understand it. It's 50% off on 50% of their inventory for 50% of the month of March.
Okay.
So you don't have that many days. You need to get by there like today. Okay, tomorrow after you vote. And go see these amazing items they have on sale for 50%. Josh and Leslie Ryder are wonderful folks, and they've got a great selection of jewelry items, from high-end items to, that everyday jewelry that still looks great, but it's not going to break the bank.
Right.
And not going to break your heart if you lose it in the ocean or something like that. But still, again, looks fantastic. Of course, they can help you with repairs there at Dillon Rings, as well as custom design work. Josh Ryder's truly an artist over there. Or maybe spa treatments, or it could be appraisals. They can do it all there at Dillon Rings. They are a full-service jewelry shop. So check them out today. You can always search for Dillon Rings on Facebook or on Instagram, or go to DillonRings.com, but I encourage you to stop by that showroom. Do it today, 119 Brown Springs Road, right here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie Ryder, well, first off, happy birthday, Josh. And second off, that Joey and Eddie from News and Views in the afternoon sent you. Let's hit a break.
Okay.
We'll come back, gird your loins, everybody, or something like that. Duke's on the line.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your market report. How is the real estate market, and what does 2024 hold for us? Last year, over 4,700 homes sold and closed through realtors, and the average sales price was $245,000. People who have owned real estate over the last 2 to 3 years have profited by keeping their homes and now have more equity in their home than ever. The people who listed their homes with realtors were able to find ready and willing buyers that paid at or above their asking price. Mortgage companies and local builders have found ways to overcome higher rates with attractive programs that allow for low-cost refinancing when the rate drops. Some of the local mortgage companies have new programs that help buyers with low down payment programs, such as one program with 1% down or even less. If you haven't bought a house yet, now is the time. For all the information, call Bo Goodson at 221-2883 or the Goodson Group at 551-0225.
$34 trillion in debt. Drugs and crime crushing our communities. What are Jerry Carl's priorities? Not Alabama. Not even America. As our country crumbles, Carl sends our cash abroad, sides with Biden to give our taxpayer dollars and defense stockpiles to Ukraine. In this economy, Alabama needs a hand up, but Jerry Carl has nothing but handouts. $40 billion to Ukraine with no oversight and no plan for peace. Ukraine is cashing in with billions from Biden and Jerry Carl, while Americans can't afford gas and groceries. Jerry stood with Joe, sold us out. Now it's time to vote him out. On March 5th, reject Jerry Carl. Paid for by School Freedom Fund and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SchoolFreedomFund.org. School Freedom Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money?
Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest.
You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist?
That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839.
I see.
Yes, he is our preferred money man.
The money man with the money plan.
You've been paying attention.
Well, could you give us those numbers one more time?
334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man.
Oh, what's that?
I'm not an elk.
Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you?
Knights of Columbus.
I am not even going to make a comment.
Well, the baby liked it.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. When you call the professionals at Clark with plumbing needs, you can count on quality service, flexible appointments, and affordable pricing. For more information, visit clarkcomfort.com. Better call Clark, 277-2125. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. With storm system number 1 moving through, we have the risk of showers and thunderstorms into the evening hours tonight before ending. Very mild tonight, low 60. Tomorrow, the rain chances are small, maybe an isolated shower, High temperature up to about 76 for Wednesday, upper 70s to near 80 on Thursday with mostly sunny skies. Then all eyes on a big deal storm system on Friday with the threat of severe weather and maybe some locally heavy rainfall. We'll continue to monitor that for you. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Rev things up in 2024 with Kubota and Capital Tractor. From the #1 rated compact tractor to the #1 selling compact excavator and more, we're powering Alabama. Kubota and Capital Tractor, Montgomery, Brundage, and Greenville.
Accurate, immediate, carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to Do Some Views in the afternoon. Well, everybody, you better
hold on to your butts
because we got the one, the only, we got Duke on the line, if that is his real name. Duke, how you doing this afternoon?
Oh, I need to get something out the way before I get started now. Brother Jim, I apologize for getting back to you so late, sir, from last Friday when you suggested that I go stand in a damn corner somewhere, talk 2 or 3 minutes or whatever, and I'm not Tim Scott, my friend. I'm sorry. But anyhow, I got that out the way. How you doing?
I'm all right. I guess I'll have to cancel the Tim Scott interview.
Yeah, please. Apparently it's not going to play like we thought it would.
Mm-hmm. Huh? Anyway, what's on your mind today?
What you got, bro?
I was just sitting there listening for a minute, and y'all were all over the place, really. Where should I start?
Choose wisely.
Blindly. Okay. I was thinking about what you guys talking about earlier. I told Eddie I called back, but I got back a little later. You guys changed the 30 minutes many times.
Cool.
But my brother Barkley came out and said something. What's wrong with what he said?
He threatened violence on somebody wearing a T-shirt because he didn't believe that, like, what he was said on the T-shirt. So
let's take the violence. Let's take the violence out of it, though. But what's wrong with what he said? So I feel that way about Black Lives Matter T-shirt. I don't like it. But
do you?
Different context. Which way Trump did it, But Trump always, jug at us a little bit. You got little things he throw our way sometimes. Like the gold tennis shoes. There's a guy on Fox News bragging about, blacks love tennis shoes. They are loving it. If Trump knew what he was doing on that one. See, kind of crap like that. See, Then that's all the mug.
Have you been to Eastdale Mall recently?
Yes.
How many sneaker shops are in there?
A bunch of them, but
it's not true. Yeah.
I don't wear those gold sneakers. I don't know anyone who would wear gold
sneakers.
Yeah. Okay?
I like the pair. I could resell them, make some money.
Wait, Duke, is the deal here? Is it like Charles? You're just getting a little too long in the tooth. You're getting a little old.
No, I feel that way about the Black Lives Matter T-shirts. I walked up to a brother one day and asked him. I said, do you feel that way about brothers killing brothers? So
right.
Let's keep it in context. But you guys know what Trump doing with that. I don't know if he's trying to entice the young brothers with those gold sneakers. Those young brothers don't like those gold sneakers. They like something white. They like white stuff.
What?
Match everything. I won't be racist about that comment, Jim. I'm sorry.
I don't think that and I could be wrong, but I don't see Trump coming out with gold shoes just to impress black people or to get some black vote.
I'm just saying what the guy on Fox News said. That's what I'm repeating. Okay. And so same thing about him saying that about the I always joke about him all the time, saying he got black in him. Oh yes, he got it in him. I say stay in trouble with the law like black folks.
So you're gonna vote for him?
Within that context, though, the way he's using it as running for president, saying we wearing that T-shirt, that's wrong.
Did he make it up?
He shouldn't say it.
You shouldn't say true things?
We go back to the whole free speech
thing. He shouldn't say things like that. He shouldn't say things like that and come out and dingle damn.
But it's okay for Charles Barkley to come out and openly threaten violence against other black people that wear that shirt?
So what now?
It's perfectly okay for Charles Barkley to come out and threaten violence against black people that wear a T-shirt, but Trump's the guy who says mean things? Am I
These
missing
guys not
something?
running for president. I'm talking about the guys running for president. This guy's running for president to represent all of us, okay? That's my point I'm making, that why bingo gold tennis shoes in front of the audience and you know, and then you got the people on Fox News laughing about it, you know, to black people in the audience at this convention thing he had, you know, it's nonsense.
I just didn't see it that
way. Let's talk about engineering jobs, Trump. Let's talk about, you know, educating our kids in the country, okay? The black kids.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about these things that's important to us. Damn those tennis shoes.
If Trump
Damn
would
that
have said
t-shirt with
we
your
want to
picture on
educate
it.
our black youth, people would have said that he's calling black people dumb.
Now, I hear it every day. That way, hell, that public school kids so bad, so majority of those are what color? Let's keep it real here. But people like Jim and others don't want me to talk about these things, but hell, President talks about it. I mean, not.
So you're voting for him?
Let me say it right. The former president that's running for president again, he said those things.
So you voting for him?
I vote for no one right now. You know, it's confusing because
still a chance.
You know, they're not telling anything to me that I want to hear. For is making the country better, working with people, and making Montgomery a better place.
Well, we'll
Right
see,
now,
but you know, but this is the process and what we got right in front of us, and I tend to think, you know, maybe Trump's overpromising, but if he's going to be a human hand grenade, a wrecking ball to Washington D.C., then that's what I want, because the language of compromise is just usually the language that's put politely as they screw us over. But I appreciate the call, Duke.
All right, but one thing before I go.
All right.
None of the people running haven't sold us on anything. All we heard is wall, 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 build that damn wall. Okay, I'm gone.
All right.
All right, buddy. See ya.
Seems a little reductive to me. Like that's all Trump has ever said? Build the wall?
Oh, he said some other stuff.
Yeah, he said a few things.
What did he say about that al-Baghdadi guy? He died like a dog.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know, I usually, if I was, you know, if somebody's going to get you, they come through the front door. Not our guys. They blew up the entire sidewall of his bedroom.
Yep.
And there were like beautiful dog. He died like a dog, but two beautiful dogs and a robot found him, took him out.
I forgot about that
Trump
part.
said a lot of
Forgot
things.
about that part.
He said a lot of things. But, you know, we'll see. I just, at this point, I'm just over the whole, the conversation about race.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm happy to have conversations with anybody, but I find the ideological baggage that's brought into that is like, wait, are we talking about race or you're just reconfigured Marxism that you think is going to actually serve you well? Yeah, because it's worked so well all over the world, right? Sure it has. Sure it has. Oh, but look at the Nordic countries. Do you really want to? 272-9228. Like, so we're all Americans, whether we like it or not. And yeah, I think it is about the bread and butter issues, kitchen table issues. It is about sense of security. And yeah, it should be. If there is a social contract, it is signed in the blood of patriots for American liberty. Now, people disagree over what liberty means, but I'm getting a little tired of people conflating liberty with agency, conflating liberty with I have power over you. But that's where we're at, unfortunately, as a nation. We'll see. Because right now I'm not seeing any candidate that really understands the concept of liberty. In fact, anybody who actually pipes up about that stuff is not very popular in the United States these
quickly
days.
shut down, Joe.
Yeah. So, we got to hit a break.
All right.
More news and views after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
I'm Republican Jacqueline Tomlinson. You've heard me here on the Greg Budell Show quite a bit over the years. Running for office is the last thing I thought I'd do, but when your community calls, you answer. With more than 15 years of family law experience, I've helped local families through some of their toughest times. And so, I'm asking for your vote in the Republican primary on Tuesday, March 5th for Circuit Judge.
Vote for my mommy.
Paid for by the Tomlinson Campaign, P.O. Box 821, Wetumpka, Alabama, 36092.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey, he's Eddie. And on the phone we have Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet.
Right.
How you doing, Ray?
Good. Hey, y'all need floors, call us 285-8117. This is going out to anybody looking for a salesman. I got a good Scottish guy that will let him go cheap.
Is he legal?
Nope.
Oh, no. Well, he could join the military here around the corner. So.
That's right. Hey, when he came over, he did get married in Walmart.
Oh,
well, that's very American.
That sounds pretty Alabama to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a Scottish guy that flew over here, and first thing he did was get married. Took his do it. Yeah, that's what I'm telling him. He got married in Walmart. He said we did get married in Walmart, actually. He's been in the store way too long today. Please, somebody call Terry and have him come measure. Do me a favor. I need him out of here.
Wow.
Do you know how bad it is when you leave your phone in a customer's house and you don't have your cell phone?
Yeah, that's got to be.
At least
you feel a little naked.
At least you know where you left it, though. That's usually the worst part. Is oh my God, where's my phone?
Yeah. I had to call Angie and do the call of shame and say, hey, look on Life 360 and see where I'm at right now. Oh man, I did leave my phone at his house. He had a little bitty repair, and I said, oh, I can take care of that. That's no problem. So I ran back here and got a staple gun, came back, fixed it. We talked for a minute, and off I went and left my phone laying on the steps. I know right where I left it. Yep.
Well,
So, hey, the beauty of the story is if y'all have a repair, call us. Well, if I put the floor in. Somebody else put the floor in, you're on your own. But if we put our floors in, we come back and fix what we put in.
That's right.
Even if it's 5 years later, like this guy happened, that the carpet turned loose because of it really was his dog that did it. But we're not going to say anything about that, I don't think.
No.
It just happens. So give us a call today if you need anything with flooring, 285-8117. Don't forget to go vote. And the stickers are not sticking this time.
Oh, so it ain't just my shirt. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it fell off, and I'm like, that's weird. And we got in the car, and he's like, hey, what happened to my sticker? I said, it's in the parking lot. Let's go.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. Well, happy election day, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Thank you, sir.
Guys, have a great day.
You too, Ray. See you, brother.
And that's Ray Bowles of Prattville Carpet, 285-8117. Be sure to tell him you heard Ray on the radio with Joey and Eddie. So did we learn anything today? That
Wait till the end of the show. Give Roxy
loves the squeaky ball.
Yeah.
And if you try to take it from her, she gets all sorts of feisty.
Yes, she does.
But in a very fun way.
She did good today. She did really good.
Yeah, she's a great dog, man. Really great dog. I guess we learned that the crazy idea of let's make illegal immigrant citizens if they'll serve in the U.S. military.
So many things wrong.
Honestly, been done before in our history. Michelle Obama saying, I am not running. Victoria Nuland resigned.
You really think Michelle's going to run? I mean, honestly.
Well, I don't know.
I really don't think she ever will. I really don't think so. Yes, Jay, that's the ball.
Yeah, the ball is still ongoing there. And, well, we've also learned it seems turnout is pretty low today.
Yeah, that's kind of depressing a little bit, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they had that gambling bill in there, I bet turnout would be a little different.
It might be a little different. Yeah. No, there is some updates. We can do this some tomorrow where there's a Senate revised version. Now, it hasn't. It's all based on sourcing and stuff. But it would more like say you can do the parasocial or pari-mutuel gaming in the places already going on that had the local amendments. But we're not going to add any new casinos.
No new casinos.
Though the governor can go and do a compact, shall do a compact with PCI. She has to.
Okay.
And then there would be a state lottery.
What about?
And the vote would be in September, not on the November ballot.
What about if you've been doing it illegally, we're going to grandfather you in? That's my biggest hang-up.
No, it was essentially they're grandfathered in, but not to full casino. They're grandfathered in for what they're already doing, which is based on the local amendments. And I think some are more legit than others. But
right, but
yeah, you're talking about the historic, like the dog racing tracks.
Well, just the fact that I don't like the idea of you can operate illegally, and we're going to give you crap all these years, but one day we're going to reach a point where we go, you know what, it's all right.
But it would be a state lottery compact with PCI. Like the governor shall do it. You would have those places that have been operating for a while.
Right.
You would kind of make them more official without giving them extra allowances to do full-on casino gaming. And the actual vote on it would be sometime in September, not on the November ballot. So we'll see if it gets through.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's and it could change overnight. Who knows?
Right.
And they're
So
sitting
these
there
are changes, right?
Negotiating behind the scenes.
Never good. Never good, Joey.
Yeah, well. Go get out there and vote. If I can vote, you can vote.
Yeah, Joey did it.
Yeah.
He
And
got-
you know how
broke
much
his
of a
routine.
sourpuss
Right.
I am.
Broke his routine and did it.
Y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg Beadle. He's next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana News.